I can do that shit if I want to. I'm gonna allow everybody a chance to get in here. I apologize for the wind already, man. I was not expecting this. I knew it was gonna be a little bit gray. I knew it was gonna be a bit cloudy, a little bit cooler than what it has been. But it's damn near chilly out this bitch, and this wind is crazy. I don't know if it's gonna affect the mic. I got these headphones on. I'm gonna try to do my best. I don't even know. Probably shouldn't try to cover it up. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be pretty interesting, man. I don't know if anybody's really gonna. Oh shit. Hey, somebody just joined in. I'm gonna stop this and restart. Matter of fact, just talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Let everybody know that I gotta go get my lighter, yo. I came all the way out here with no motherfucking fire. I got everything but the fire. Y'all stay tuned. Like, talk, hit the like button and shit. I swear I'll be right back. What up, NYC? I'll be back in a minute, man. Just control the chat, man. Just talk some shit in the chat. Let everybody know I'll be back in 1 second. I forgot my lighter. I can't do shit without my cutter and my lighter. All right, bet. You chilling? That's what's up, Louis. Appreciate you. Just hold me down. I appreciate everybody for joining in. I swear it's only gonna take me a second. I'm gonna be out of breath when I get back, but I'll be right back. Fuck, I'm gonna leave these headphones here too. How the fuck I do that, yo? How many people still in here? How many we got? Yo, I'm genuinely out of breath, yo. I just ran a football field, B. All right, let's see what we got. Hold on. What up, fam? All right, let me go back through this. Oh, shit, I'm tight. Yo. All right, it's quite a few of y'all in here. Let me see what we got. Goddamn. All right. Louis said he's chilling. NYC in the building. Sandman in the building. What up? Clay, what up, Clay? Good to see you, lady. Let's see. I'm glad y'all was chopping it up in the comments too. If you know, you know. Glad you're here. M, what up, homie? Clay got the Dapper La Madrina. That's major. All right, let's see. Adrenaline is pumping, yo. Y'all can feel that joint surging. Oh, you got no audio. How is this gonna work, man, if you got no audio? Davidoff #1. All right, see. Trying to golden lock it, the Pravada. Aganorsa collab. Let me know what you think about that, Lou. About that. Let's see. I asked Brian to send me the Thai tea. I don't know if I was actually talking to Brian, so we're gonna see what happens with that. Blackout Davis. First time watching the live. Thank you for joining in, baby. Sorry, man, I don't normally forget my lighter and stuff like that, so I do apologize. My man Cali Cal, what up? Live from Japan, yes indeed, always from Japan. In Sasebo right now. You can see him on the base right now, so I think people on this base probably looking at me like I'm crazy. Running around and shit. Said the Thai tea is not bad. Does the Thai tea actually give you any of that tea flavor though? That's the reason why. I was talking to Brian about it, man. I was like, look, dude, you promoting these cigars, and you call it one thing or say it's another, but does it have the flavor that you promoting? Like, yo, you know, I don't expect it to taste like candy corn, but give me a sweet cigar if you're gonna call it candy corn. Something like that, man. He was just like, just throw the band up there. So the Thai tea, I know it's from Espinosa. So I wanted to know what that was really like. So anyway, okay. NYC got the Muestra de Saka. And, oh yeah, it is volume 2, right. Definitely complex flavor, okay. But see, I wanted it because I was looking for tea notes. Like, I don't know, like, if you guys had certain cigars, but it's one off the top of my head is the Cuban Monte Cristo #2. When you light that bitch up, like, you get actual tea notes in it. And that's like one of my favorite things in a cigar. And it's rare. You get floral notes all the time. And, you know, that can be common. I just did the top 10 on the floral notes and shit. So that's kind of a common thing. But I don't know, man. It's like sometimes you go on that quest and you're trying to get certain cigars that give you a flavor profile that you're looking for. You might want like something that has peppery notes, or you might want something that's gonna give you these syrupy, you know, sweet notes. Sometimes you want that spice. You can go get like a Cuatro Cinco and you get like that right amount of spice. So that's kind of how it goes. It's the same area, man, but see, like NYC, I had to break out from the yard, man. It's the breakout, so I had to get some trees behind me, some evergreens. It's cold as a bitch out here, man. Now, I ain't gonna say it's cold as a bitch, but it's a little bit brisk, yo. All right. Now that I got my cutter and my lighter, I can actually, all right, it's cool, come back, man. You know, this show, I'm gonna be here for a minute on this episode. We chilling today. I got 3 cigars in total, but I only plan to light up 2. That's my goal. I'm gonna light up 2 cigars. We're gonna see how that goes. I don't think I'm going overboard today, but you just never know how the Vintage Cigar goes. When y'all come in the chat, everybody lively, you know how that can do. Let's see, a good friend gave me 2 Arturo Fuente Guys Whispers cigars for my birthday. Shout out to that friend, that's a good friend. I'm gonna light one with y'all. Light that up, man. And when you're getting into the cigar, put in the comments how you really feel about that, man. I want to know what's up with that cigar. I have not had it for myself. And y'all know I love my Fuente shit. Beautiful cut. Look at that. That's nice. Not too much. Still got a nice shoulder on that. Beautiful. So, y'all know I've been talking up Principal real heavy. So we're gonna do Principal cigars today. I didn't even put that in the message that I was lighting up Principal today. But I want everybody to know that I'm lighting up Principal today. I think it's gonna be my second time with this one. The other one was the black and gold. So Cigar Hound Dog and I have been going back and forth like, yo, and John and DJ too, we've been kind of talking about like which one is the best out of these two cigars, and it's really hard to say. So I gotta light this up again. I just had the black and gold not too long ago, so that's gonna kind of give me a nice little comparison to see which one is which. And I don't know, I'm trying to put Principal right now. I'm trying to put Definition Cigars on the map. I'm trying to use my little bit of a platform so that people know about these. These cigars are banging to me. So, do people drink eggnog in Japan? You know, I don't think I've ever seen eggnog here. But it's kind of weird because my wife doesn't celebrate Christmas at all. She doesn't celebrate Christmas. And Japan celebrates Christmas, but their focus is mainly on like decorations. Like they love decorations, like just as a culture, not individually, but as a culture, they love decorations. They love Christmas. They don't really care about Thanksgiving. They love Halloween. They love Easter because they love the colors and they're decorating their homes and the trees and the lights and all that kind of shit. And on Christmas, the tradition here is to get KFC. I guess because they think, hey, it's an American thing. You go out and you get KFC and you eat that on Christmas. And like the lines at KFC will be long as shit and like it's crazy. Like it takes forever to get your food. I don't eat KFC like that. I used to work at KFC. I'll tell that story in a minute. That's pretty funny. I'll tell that story while I'm lighting a cigar. But I don't remember seeing anybody ever like having eggnog. Like, I don't know. And honestly, if I'm pairing eggnog, what I would do is get this Stillwell Star joint, the holiday joint. To me, I think that would be absolute magic to put those together. That I'm surprised that Isaka hasn't done that and run with that shit, because that shit would be money. Anthony Smiley, what up, brother? Good to see you. With the military presence, do people celebrate American Thanksgiving? Yes. The American people here do. But I didn't see this question, but just as a whole, you really don't see, like, I think just because, here's the other thing. A lot of people in Japan don't even know much about turkey because turkey is not native here. And they don't really eat turkey here. Matter of fact, there was a girl that I worked with. She was half black and half Japanese. She spends most of the time with her Japanese mom. Even though her dad is around, it's not like he's out of the picture or anything like that. But she's 20, I think she was 20 or 21, and she had no idea what turkey tastes like. Like, it was like turkey, you know, like she was really, like, it was puzzling to her. So, like, it's not something like you don't go places. It's like it's rare that you see lamb or turkey in Japan. That's not food that you have here. So Thanksgiving they could care less about, man. And why would it matter to them? They could care less about some savages, taking over indigenous people and proclaiming the land. They can give any damn about that. That has nothing to do with their culture. And even like with the decorations and shit, pilgrims and Native American people, like, and indigenous people, that doesn't affect them at all. They don't even really care about the pumpkins like that. I saw a couple dudes the other day. I was going into the grocery store here, the commissary, and there was two Japanese cats, and they were just like, oh, pumpkin. So they call pumpkin kobocha, and it doesn't look anything like our pumpkin. It's not orange, it's green, it's really bumpy, and it's smaller. It's kobocha. So they were hyped to see like these huge pumpkins that they were getting rid of, after the, Thanksgiving, Halloween and all that. So it's pretty interesting. Let's see. M says I have a Y22 sitting. If I dislike the deadwood line, I'm probably going to dislike that too. I don't think so. It's not the same thing, bro. I don't think so. Trust me. I don't think they compare. Guillermo says sore throat, and I'll be smoking a Don Carlos. You a bad man. You a bad man for that one. Yo, my lungs weren't feeling right the other day. I was scared to smoke. I can't imagine trying to smoke on a sore throat, B. I can't. You a G. But thanks for hanging out with me, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for chilling with your boy. God damn it. I'm having trouble with lighters today, man. Shout out to 21 people. Why we only got 12 likes, yo? What's going on with that, man? Y'all show your boys some love. I just ran like a football field trying to get my lighters and shit. What the blood clot? There we go. Hey, if any of y'all ever want to do something nice for me, get me a good lighter, yo. Like, I'm always having troubles with lighters, yo. I'm lighting up the Principal Gold Band. That's what we got. Let's see. The first puffs taste like I took a shot of whiskey before smoking. Goddamn. All right. Haven't experienced that before. So you're getting like that kind of sweet spice? Is that what that is, man? I don't drink liquor, man. So you gotta kind of help me out with that one. So why we doing this, man? Because I know people probably here for some controversy. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But that ain't the focus of why I smoke my best cigars. Ain't no chill here, so we still trying to get kicked back and enjoy some good times. I don't know if y'all can hear this boat moving out. Sorry about the noise. Shout out to the people that hit the like button, man. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, those cheap lighters are really good, man. And I should have got some of those, but it's hard to get stuff sent to me right now. So, hey, Peter, I see you. I see you, Peter. I ain't even gonna do that right now. We can get there. I am killing though. It's always a good start with Principal, man. It's just such a smooth cigar. This doesn't taste like the it doesn't taste like the Black Gold at all. The Black Gold, you get that syrup like right off the top. This is more cedar forward, some nice charred woods, a little bit more earth. Feel good though. All right. Well, funny story, man. I was talking to you guys. Shouts out to everybody hitting that like button, man. I appreciate y'all. Funny story about me. Like I told y'all, like I've been in the culinary field. Like it's been culinary or customer service for like the majority of my life. So if I wasn't cooking, being a butcher, I was like doing some form of retail or customer service. That's pretty much been my background. My first job ever, when I was 18 years old, I worked as a waiter in this old retirement home called the Albemarle. I lived in a small town, and to be honest with you, to be blunt, it was just a whole bunch of rich white people that lived in this retirement home, and we would wait tables for them. They had like a little restaurant inside of their retirement home, and it was the first time, I heard somebody, just saying, it was like, oh, this is a very nice colored girl that was serving me today. Like I'm busting the table next to her, and I heard her talking like that. She wasn't being malicious, and she was the sweetest lady. She actually used to sneak me tips and stuff like that because they weren't supposed to tip us. But I used to go through like so much like sexual harassment in the back. There was this big lady that used to like talk about me while I'm serving, I'm setting up my trays to go serve people, and she would be looking at my butt. And she had been on like an episode of Ricky Lake. This is like 1998 or something like that. I was like 18. But so my next job after that, I got fired from this place, man. Man, my next job, my homeboy got me on at KFC in Rocky Mountains, in the town over. And I had never worked in that kind of fast food industry before. And I was man, maybe 18, 19. I was a young boy, right? So this is before I had my daughter. And I'm trying to like just kind of get life going and kind of trying to make a way for myself. And I'm in there, like we used to make the chicken. You had the batter, and you had to dump it all in the batter and shit like that. I'll be covered in flour, it was a disgusting job. This was before we had like non-slip shoes, so you'd be walking around trying to carry these buckets of chicken and shit, and I'm sliding around all over the place. And they put me on dish one day. So you know you got these big trays. You used to slide these huge trays of like chicken inside these big ovens and shit. Like, so you slide them in there and you would cook them. So you would get all the batter and shit in there and it would be caked on. So when they put me on dish, I'm not the cleanest freak, but my mom is an absolute clean freak. So like, if I'm like in my house, man, I might have my shoes and my clothes and shit laying around. But like I hate having dirty dishes, and like I hate like eating off food that's like dishes that still got food on it. I can't stand it. So I'm back there, I'm scrubbing. And I'm trying to bust my ass and I'm scrubbing all of this shit. And they get mad at me because they're saying I'm taking forever in doing the dishes. But I'm trying to clean them. So the dude come back there and he's like, nah, we don't do it like that. What we do is we dunk them in this solution, and we spray them off and we put them back on the tray, and that's it. And I'm like, yo, that's what we eating off of? This is what like we eating like all this chicken. I don't care if you putting that shit back in the oven, man. Like, ugh. So like, we do that, and then they put me back on making the chicken and all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually like cooking the chicken and battering and all that kind of stuff. So we working there for, you got a full 8-hour shift. They only allowed us to have 2 drinks total. That's it for the whole day. And you got all these soda machines and all that shit. You can get 2 drinks. And if we wanted to eat, we had to pay for our food. They gave us like a 25 or 50-cent discount or whatever. But we had to pay to eat. And so it was people like sneaking food and shit. I'm like, yo, you working around all this food. You got fried chicken. You got all this shit around you. And I'm like, yo, y'all don't even feed us? And y'all paying us like, what, $7 an hour or some shit like that? I don't know. It was probably like $6.25, $7 an hour. It was 1998. It was some cheap ass shit. So at the end of the day, man, I'm real hungry. And they just take all this food and they just started dumping all the food in the dumpster. And they just throwing all the food away. And they just getting rid of all the food. And I'm like, yo, y'all can't get this to us or y'all can't donate it? And it was like, nah, it's against the law. We got to dump all this food. They would just take it out the back and put it in the dumpster. I mean, it would be huge 13-gallon, these huge gallon barrels of trash, and they just loading it up with food and they just taking it out the back. So that was one straw. So I'm making crispy chicken one day, and this dude had been working there. He said he'd been working there for like 4 or 5 years or something, and he hadn't even become manager yet. And he said the whole time he was there, he got like a 25-cent raise. And the moment I heard that motherfucker say that shit, I took my dirty ass apron off, and I put it in the flour, and I walked out of KFC. And I swear to you, I had not eaten KFC from that year until last year, the year before last, when I ate KFC for Christmas in Japan. That was the first, that was the last time I was like, fuck KFC. I'm never eating KFC again. And like, I didn't eat it. I didn't care what people had. I didn't care if you had buckets. I didn't care if you had the little popcorn nuggets. I didn't give a fuck, yo. I was not eating KFC. That's my little, KFC story. But I tied it back into Japan and shit. All right, let's see. I had a larger size of the tattoo. I assume that's the tattoo. I hate 20, and I was underwhelmed. I usually love that tat. Hey, man, the Vitolas, man, they matter when it comes to that, dude. Especially with Tatuaje. For me, I don't know how y'all feel, but like, Tatuaje can be kind of hit and miss. Sometimes Tatuaje is absolute money. Matter of fact, I finally had the face the other day. That face was outstanding. That was a wonderful cigar. And that was really good. I had that on the live with Jamon, so I didn't really talk about that cigar too much. But that thing was delicious. But yeah, when it comes to Tatuajes, for me, the size of that cigar really, really makes a difference. He said I got a smaller one. Peter said I got a smaller one the other day in the dry box, and I'll go with that one. All right, bet. So it's Alejandro. What up? Peace, man. Dish Pig here for 7 years. Oh, okay, yeah. So you've been, you know what that work is like. Slowly trying to transition to retail. World Dish is the most thankful. thankless area in the kitchen. In most cases, that is the case, man. And I did dish a lot. But I gotta say, when I was a butcher, I loved the chef that I worked with. His name was Dylan because he would hire like young people to do dish. They would be like 18, 17, 18. He would hire them out of, just enough that their parents could give them a job or whatever. And he was paying them at a reasonable wage, man. He was paying them at the time, this is like 2015. He was paying them like, I think it was like $12 an hour or something like that. Like he was really giving them some pay just to do dish. And I was a butcher, like, so we had dishes, but we didn't have dishes like crazy. We had a dishwasher and everything. But I love the fact that he knew what that was like, man. He was a chef that was trained out of CIA, and dude was just real down to earth, man. And we took care of our dish. I would still go down there as a butcher, like I would train them on how to cut meat, and I would also go over there and do dishes with them and load up the dishes for them and stuff like that, man, because I had been there. And before I started that job as a butcher, my man Rick was a chef too. He wasn't classically trained. He trained himself, and I was his dishwasher. I would work at a place called Burton's Grill, and I was the prep cook, the line cook, and what else did I do? I did salads, and I did fry. I worked quite a few stations in that place, man. I would work there, and I would leave, and I would go do dish and do deliveries for my man at the end of the day. And he paid me well, man. And that's still one of my best friends to this day, man. So shout out to Rick. I know he probably ain't watching this, but Rick, I love you, brother. And thank you for taking care of me during that time frame when I was trying to get my foot in the door, man. Now, you was my man for that. But yeah, in a lot of cases, man, dish goes unsung for a lot of people, man. They just bust ass in there, and you get paid chump change, and you can have stacks of dishes. It was never really a fun place to be. If you know, you know, said I used to work at a 7-Eleven. A cashier got fired for taking food home that we used to throw away. Yeah, and that was always crazy for me, man. Like, you're getting rid of this food, but it's no inspections. Ain't nobody checking on that, man. And I just hated that so many people lost their jobs for that, and just like, and stuff that you tossing, or just stuff that would sit there into the expiration date. It's petty, man. It's really petty. And I'm gonna connect that in a minute too. The face was so good. Yeah, I did love that, M. Facts on Tatu Ahe. What up, Pipes and Gauze? Clay, J21 is one of my favorites. That's also solid. You got good taste though, you know that, we talk about that. Just bought the Muestra de Saka. What to expect? Expect some complexity on that one. It's usually, the Muestras usually have like some really darker notes, but it's really fun because you get a nice amount of pepper, but oftentimes you might get like a hit of citrus in there. It depends on the vitola of the Muestra de Sacas, but you're gonna get these rich, earthy tones, but then you get these little spikes of spice and citrus, and it's really good. I really dig Muestra de Saka, so I really recommend that when you kind of want to have like your late night smokes, or something that is gonna have a little bit of complexity and body. For the most part, that's really nasty. I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna get a lot of richness and a good body of smoke to that too. To me, he gets busy with that. So you can taste the tobacco in there. You can taste the premiumness of the tobacco. So I think you're gonna enjoy that Muestra de Saka, especially if you like Maduros and you like that. Right, and it really does depend on the Vitola and all that. The Bewitched is probably my favorite. I don't know which one you got, but the Bewitched is one I roll with. And if you want an expert, Peter right there is gonna help you out. Let's see, Pipes and Gauze are... Okay, that ain't for me. All right, so. It's windy as hell, and this thing is still burning pretty well. It's a little bit wavy, but it's like the wind is crazy out here. I got a little bit of like a cream soda to go with this too. So this is much more creamier than the black and gold. Sorry, my ash dropped, but I'm enjoying this for a second. I like that. That's really balanced. Now the wood note that you get on the retro is really nice, man. and it's nice and smooth. Um, Shout out to everybody that joined in. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button. What I was gonna tie back in a moment ago, 'cause like when we was talking about the whole food thing, and I was talking with the fellas recently, especially when people like the personality types that have been affecting the channel and been affecting the community lately. It's been kind of an interesting thing. Y'all know what's been going on my side recently. Y'all know what that's about. And but not just with that. We had the whole situation with the new wave, and you know, we did the live with Jamon. And shout out to Jamon. If you guys have not had Definition Cigars yet, please try that man's cigars, because one, they look beautiful. The presentation is cool. I want to see this man grow and develop his company. He was super down to earth. He really knew his thing when he was talking about cigars. I just had a great time talking to him, and I want somebody like that to succeed. But as a whole, I'm gonna say as a whole, we made a joke about Tim from Cigars Daily being a salesman, right? And some dude that was in his chat just decided to go off and start spamming another chat, just saying like how we were just bad people and we were bad mouthing Cigars Daily, and you know, we were talking down to him. And he just spammed their chat. And one thing that's been really cool about like everybody that joins in on my live and joins in on the live with the New Wave Cats, everybody's been peaceful. Y'all guys chop it up with each other. Y'all guys have great conversation. What up, Peter? The other Peter, Peter M. Everybody's just so cool, man. Everybody's so down to earth. You know, like Peter just came in. He's like, hey, what's up, everybody? Y'all talking when I'm talking. I go away for a second. Y'all still have conversations in the chat. That's the stuff that I love, man. But there's been a level of cognitive dissonance that bothers me right now, man. It's just like when people don't realize the type of person that they really are, and they can judge somebody else. Like for people to talk about the new wave, and they basically called us some pansies. They called us feminine. Like it's one thing, like it's disrespectful to be a woman. Like that shit is like, come on, crazy. Or like you gotta be like you're weak if you're a woman, or like depending on the type of, like somebody could talk about the type of hat that I'm wearing right now. Like, oh, who wears that type of hat? You must be some kind of leftist, or you some beatnik, or you some kind of F word. No, I'm not gonna say it up here. And that shit is just lame to me. Like if you're going out of your way to be, yeah, that La Madrina is fire, man. Shouts out to Dapper in general, man. Dapper is a really good brand, and I think they're criminally slept on. But when people find the right Dapper, that's good. The Simplify is good. That La Madrina is solid. The Maduro is good. I'm telling you, you got a palate, yo. So, I mean, just for people to be condescending for other people and just being so negative to other people, like you got to put other people down. Shouts out, Daniel. Appreciate you, man. I used to wear these hats when I was a butcher all the time, man. Like, I took my daughter to the daddy-daughter dance last night. I'm going to talk about that, too. Shouts out to the veterans. Shouts out to everybody that's risked their lives. It's funny that I'm here on a military base. I'm not the most military patriotic dude on the planet, but I do got love for patriots and the work that they do. And that's a major part of it, man. It's like, just because your occupation is in the military doesn't mean you're gonna be some kind of tough guy. It doesn't mean you're gonna be some super masculine, macho, straight guy either. Especially like I'm seeing here in the Navy, that's not gonna be the case. But I don't wanna dismiss anybody just based on the type of work that they do, right? Like, just say that you're a mechanic and you work on cars, and your hands are always dirty, and that can apply to somebody that's in this cigar industry. We can put a pin on that and really nail that down. Are you gonna say that person is more masculine than me than right now being in Japan right now? I'm out of work. I don't work as a butcher anymore. And when I moved down here, I gave up my job that I had there. My wife is honestly the breadwinner right now. I'm taking care of the family. I'm taking care of the cars. I'm cooking dinners. I'm taking the kids to swim lessons. I'm teaching the kids to play basketball. Teaching the kids Japanese. You know, I'm stay-at-home dad at the moment. And last night, I took my daughter to a daddy-daughter dance. And it was so cool to see so many fathers of different, you know, backgrounds, different walk of life. You got these military chiefs. You got these guys who are just stay-at-home dads like me. You got guys who are retired, and they got their daughters all dressed up, and everybody put on their best clothes, and they out there dancing and spinning around with their daughters, and they're doing everything. And you know, dudes is wearing his, you know, his daughter's tiara. And I was dancing with my daughter last night, and Luther Vandross' Dance with My Father came on. And my daughter got this huge afro, and she got on this sparkly dress. I'm getting misty just saying it, man. And like, she's spinning around, and I'm dancing with her on the floor. And I'm playing this song, man, and I'm thinking about the song lyrics in my head. And this is a man that's singing the song who was closeted gay his entire career. He never talked about his sexuality. And he made a song saying that one wish he had before he passed away is the wish that he could dance with his father again. And I've told you guys, I've talked about this with you guys. I lost my father at 9 months old. My father was a military veteran as well, too. And I had to learn how to be a man, right? And I was raised by 6 women and a single mom. I talked on the last live about my uncle who was an alcoholic, and my other uncle was rich and he didn't pay us any mind at all. My other uncle on my father's side just totally disowned us, and that's a whole nother story within itself. So I was raised by women. And I'm dancing with this little girl last night, man, and that song came on, I'm listening to the lyrics, and I tried to hold it back. I tried to be as macho and tough as I could, but man, it was tears streaming. Tears just pouring down my face. And I'm with all these military men, I'm watching all these cats dance with their daughters. And I tell you, man, it was one of the best moments that I've had in a long time, man. To see my daughter's face when she looked up at me, and my face is wet, bro. My face is wet as hell. My beard was wet. And she was like, "Daddy, why are you crying?" And I was like, "Baby, I'm just happy." And in 43 years, it's probably like one of the happiest moments I ever had. But you would get somebody else that would take that story and call me every derogatory name in the book because I wasn't being tough in that moment. And it's just kind of crazy. It's like, but for me, you don't get more strength than being able to protect your girls. You don't get more strength than being able to you know, have a conversation with your son and tell him, you know, what it's like to, you know, to get dressed in the morning, or to take care of his mom, or, you know, to work out during the day and help him to eat properly. And what's ironic, my daughter is my athlete, my baby girl, not my oldest. My baby girl is my athlete. She want to play basketball. She want to watch Bruce Lee with me all day, you know. And shouts out to all the veterans that's in here, man. That's just a side thought, but I'll talk about that in a second. But to me, that's manhood. You don't get more manly than that, man. I can smoke these cigars all day. I can be cool. I can sit back and have my ego. But you're not gonna get any more manly than that moment that I just had last night. And I really wasn't afraid to show my tears in front of other people, but I just didn't want like my personal life to be out there. But God damn it, man, I'm dancing with my 8-year-old daughter right now. And I didn't think I was gonna make it to 43. I didn't think I was gonna make it to have this gray in my beard. My father didn't make it to 30. You feel me? And these cats are scared to smoke a cigar because it has a pink band on it. It's a Rose of Sharon. So, I'm too manly. I can't smoke that cigar. The fuck is wrong with you, man? If you really that much of a man, can't nobody tell you what you gonna smoke. I'm 5'10". I currently weigh probably about 180 pounds. I'm slightly built, but when I was a butcher, I'm carrying in whole primals. We didn't have the racks that we could slide it across that because we was a small mom and pop shop. I really had to take all those primals. I had to take whole chuck, short rounds, short loins. I had to carry all of that into my butcher shop upstairs onto the butcher block myself. So when I moved to Fresno, California, we would get these huge boxes in of like these primals that are cut up. And the two old men that used to work in there and the younger cats would get in there and they would be like, yo, you know, we need to work together so we can get these primals out. I would take my hooks by myself and move them. I'm a little dude, but I'm strong as shit. I wish a motherfucker would try to tell me what kind of cigar that I need to smoke and I need to have, and I wish that would happen, man, because you're not gonna tell me what my manhood is, B, and you're not gonna be able to sit there and try to call me a snowflake or soft because of whatever my opinions are, whatever I feel. I'm gonna be honest, and that's just kind of how I carry shit, man. And if to have people that can do that and they gotta base their pride and their manhood on some other shit like that, it's just crazy to me. Let me see what my people's talking about here. So Peter said, love those little moments with our kids. It seems like nothing to them, but it's everything to us. And like, I don't really think my daughter is gonna get it until I'm not here anymore or until she has her own kids. I don't think she's really gonna understand what that moment was like. Now that my oldest is 24, she just turned 24. Now that my oldest is 24, like, she's sending me messages all the time and she's kind of understanding it. Like, she's kind of getting all the reactions that I used to have and stuff like that. So my baby girl can get it in time. I don't think she knew what that moment was last night. That shit was everything, bro. Yeah, my daughter turned 19 today. Hey, happy birthday to your daughter, NYC. I don't know her name, but yo, give her many happy birthdays to me. That's a beautiful age. I can remember when she was like 5 years old. Have to appreciate those moments, and yo, it goes so fast, yo. Like, being that my oldest daughter is in college. Well, she graduated from college. She's working at a college right now. Y'all saw how I felt like when I was smoking that cigar for Smoke Your Best Cigars, man. I was so proud of that girl, man. At 54 years old, I learned it takes a bigger man to show emotion. Let's see, than to hide it. Believe me. Word up. Word up. And you got to be able to, to express that shit, man. I grew up in the hood, man. But I grew up under just straight women, man. I was like, yo, I got to be able to have compassion for people. 29 people in here. 29 people have hit that like button. Man, I really dig y'all, man. Y'all are awesome. There's nothing more manly than raising your kids. All facts on that. Raised two daughters, 32 and 24. You look the same age as your daughters, which is crazy. That's nuts, yo. Yeah, much love, much love. The Rose of Sharon is a fire cigar. I don't do Connecticut's so much, but it's really good. Look, Peter, when I did that Connecticut top 10, I did the floral cigars top 10, and Matt from Cigar Hound Dog did a short on his top 5 Connecticut's. If you can go find that short, because he did, it was slightly more up to date than my version was, I think, because some of the cigars that he had, I hadn't had yet. And that's another thing, like in the cigar industry, people are like, yo, you smoke Connecticut's, these are mild, and you soft if you smoking these kind of stuff. Fuck that, man. Find a really good cigar, because I had the Martinique the other day from Principal once again, and that thing was out of this world, man. And like, that has moved up in the top list of my Connecticut's. The Sober Mesa Brulee Blue, you can't tell me that cigar is gonna be for anybody that's soft. It ain't no way, So I'm glad you appreciate that cigar, man. That Connecticut's aren't gonna be for everybody, but there are some Connecticut's out there that are for everybody. Cigar Side Chats, what up, homie? Good to see you, man. Good to see the work you've been putting on out there too, man. Said, this is facts. I heard a man say, I'm capable of violence. My children would never understand nor see. I have two little boys, and I love those moments, man. Facts, man. And that's the other thing, dude. It's like a lot of us as fathers are kind of like, Liam Neeson and Taken. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could be all good, and I'm very much peaceful, and that's what I was known for in school. It was like breaking up the fights, man, and all that kind of stuff, and taking care of people, man. I think, I hate war, being that I'm here, working with the military and all that kind of stuff. I hate war. I hate violence. But I've been training in martial arts, and I trained for a while. And I'm training every day now that like I got some time and just me and my kids. I can fuck somebody up if I want to. I really could. I'm not gonna say like I'm a stone cold killer, but I could do some damage if I needed to. My kids ain't never gonna see that, but I'm training them to be able to take care of themselves too. You feel me? Like like I would rather be able to take care of myself and to take care of my family as needed than to actually, just go out here and just be those type of dudes that just got to bluster and, trying to go out in bars and fight people. All that shit don't make you a man, dude. That shit, it's really soft, man. Shouts out to Louis. Peter said it takes a boy to make a child, but it takes a man to raise one. Live by that every day. Guillermo said almost changed my name to Kobe, but I had a boy after the third try. yo, my son came in the middle. I feel you on that girl dad thing right there. I see what you did there. Hey, man, I love doing this with y'all. I just hope y'all know. Like, I hope y'all enjoy these lives, too. This is so fun for me, man. I enjoy this shit. I'll check it out. I want to try that Don Patron. Haven't seen it in a local store. Yeah, you might have to search to get that Don Patron, man. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I know Matt really loves that cigar. I did like it, though. And it's a nice, smooth cigar, so I don't hate on it at all. But it's definitely worth it, man. Let's see. Speaking of blues, I have the Wagashi showing up Monday. Saw Peter already got his, though. Y'all ain't beating Peter on getting any kind of Dunbarton in tobacco. it's just not gonna happen. Like, and this is cigar collector Peter. It's just not gonna happen, man. That box was beautiful, bro. That box is beautiful, man. I can't wait to have that cigar, man. That's one like that you get these certain moments and stuff that you just want to do depending on where you are. And being in Japan, that's one I can't wait to have while I'm in Japan. And I was laughing at Brian the other day because when he did that sushi thing, he was talking about cigars that pair well with sushi and all that. I don't think that's the case. I'm gonna get into my sushi talk too, but I don't think that's the case. But I don't know. I think that's one of the cigars that I want to have while I'm in Japan. I'm here in Nagasaki right now. That's the prefecture that I'm in. I'm not in Nagasaki proper. But I went out to the movie theater in Sasebo the other night, and I saw Gojira, -1. I saw Godzilla. I don't know if y'all watch Godzilla like that, but y'all know Godzilla is part of the culture here in Japan. Y'all, as Americans, like, that's some classic history. And there's so much history behind, the bombing of Nagasaki, the bombing of Hiroshima, and the way they made the original Gojira, all about like Godzilla basically being that atomic bomb hitting Nagasaki, man. And we talk about, for all of our veterans out there and our first responders, we talk about like how devastating the World Trade Center bombing was for us in the United States, and we still living with that, 20 years later, 23 now, 22, something like that. And that was 3,000 people. There were hundreds of thousands of people that died in those two locations, just overnight, boom, gone. And for them to take that and to turn that story into Godzilla and to make it such a legendary character about that, man. So I went out while I was in Nagasaki and just watched the movie in Japanese. There was no American subtitles, and I enjoyed that movie, man. Just the moment of being able to watch that shit while I was in Japan. So imagine being able to kick back, watch Godzilla with the Wagasaki, and just like being able to enjoy it. There's certain things that while I'm here, man, I'm just trying to make it a vibe, and I'm just trying to make it a moment. And I thought that was a really cool moment. I can't wait to hear what y'all think about the Wagasaki too. I'm really kind of excited about that cigar, and just because I know, like, when we were talking earlier about, excuse me, how you can brand these cigars and you can just throw a label up there. I know Steve Saka doesn't do that. I know when he's labeling something to be Sobra Mesa or Wagasashi, like, it's there for a reason. And that kind of thing, like, that's what intrigues me about certain cigars. I'm curious to what the flavor profile is going to be. Are you going to get a spice in there? Are you going to get something that's like wasabi, or is he going in a completely different route? I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to be. So let's see. He said, "Do you live next door to Smoking?" He said he up north in Connecticut. Shouts out to Connecticut. Man, I need to get my hands on the Wagasashi. I always look forward to your lives, EKB. Shouts out to you, man. I'm glad you're here, bro. So, Peter showing love, man. Dude, you are a treasure to this live, man. You're a treasure to everybody in this cigar community. He said, I'll post a super amateur review on IG next week. Hey, don't worry about it being amateur, man. Don't even call it that, man. You just posting a review. And you're just talking your talk. You're talking about what your experience is. Something I've been talking about, man, behind the scenes for just reviewers in general, man, is like, I really think it's kind of whack how the cigar industry treats us as reviewers. And a lot of this stuff kind of came out of the whole situation that happened this past week. And I know a lot of people want to make money from reviews, and I know a lot of people want to get notoriety, and they want to have a name, and they want to make a name for themselves. They want to get all of these subscribers and all this kind of shit. But I got into that beef because the dude was trying to degrade me for leaving reviews and putting the reviews behind. But a major part about that is, and I didn't go into it in the video, because it's not just one reason why I'm not doing reviews anymore. I love reviewing cigars. I love talking about cigars with y'all. But as reviewers, I want to be able to love the cigars that I'm talking about. I want to be able to enjoy this whole thing. And I know he's probably sitting in this chat right now not saying anything, or he got one of his homies watching this, and he's going to report back, and he's going to do a whole thing on it and never use my name. That's a whole nother thing within itself. But when you really think about it, the way the industry treats us, we're free labor. We are free marketing. We are marketing their cigars. We're giving the wrapper, the binder, the filler. We're giving release dates. We're telling the MSRP. We're showing their bands. We're talking about the cigars. We're talking about the blenders. We're giving all this history. We're giving all this detail. We're giving all of this information. We're doing our research. We're smoking the cigars. We're trying the cigars. And, you know, we're making these cool videos. We're editing, and we're doing all of this kind of stuff behind the scenes. And every now and then you'll get somebody like John Huber who will send you a package for doing a review. You will give, you'll get somebody like Matt Booth who will just pop up and say, hey man, I watched the review, you did a great job, that was awesome. You'll get somebody like Steve Saka who will be like, hey man, check out this guy's review. And he was talking about this cigar, he did XYZ. You get all that kind of stuff, and you get, you know, somebody might send you a package and all that. And that's all well and good. But for the most part, you got somebody like Michael Herklotz who would just be like, oh, these guys aren't, you know, they don't have a great palate. They don't know anything about cigars, and they're not experts, and and they talk down to us, and they're condescending. But the fascinating part is they will say all this stuff about us, that we're not talented, and, you know, we're not doers, and all of this kind of stuff, and they will kind of push us to the side. But in all actuality, they're not stopping us because they need us. Do you know how much money they save on promoting their cigars and doing advertisements? when we're out here on YouTube getting hundreds of thousands of to millions of views and likes and all this kind of stuff, and we're promoting their brand. And you got some of these other guys who they have built studios, and you got these other guys who got their own cigars and all this other kind of stuff, and it took them years in order to get that. But it's very seldom has any of these brands ever reached out to me like, hey, I would rather you be an ambassador for my brand, or like, hey, let me really sponsor you for doing this. And you got guys that are getting sponsored and stuff like that, and now they're getting like 20, 30, 40 views. And then you got other people who are getting hundreds and thousands of views on their videos, and nobody ever says anything to them. Like, nobody has come to me like, hey, yo, I want you to be an ambassador and do da 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 whoop de whoop de whoop. And I'm not saying that to be bitter, but it's also the fact that it's like, I do this because I love it. I love cigars, and I love my community here, but there's other ways and other things for me to do that I can make money from this. And I got my other passions and stuff that I love for me, that I love. And I love cigars because I love kicking back and having conversations and smoking cigars, and I love flavor profiles and I love flavor notes. Like, why am I gonna go, and focus on this when there's other venues and other avenues that I can actually work on that's actually gonna be a foundation for me, that's gonna put food on the table? And to have that dude really try to clown me and use it to promote his own channel. And the only reason why he did that is because he lost all of his fucking viewers. He lost he lost everybody that was there. He lost his support. Nobody's reviewing his cigar. Nobody's doing any of that type of thing. There were people that bought his shit and all that. But it's just kind of interesting that you're gonna degrade me. And it would be one thing if this cat had come to me and was just like, look, if you really want, hey, I hope everybody's having a great day, and I'm out here to help everybody and make sure everybody is better in this cigar industry. He never contacted me once, ever. He never spoke to me by name, ever. But to use my platform to try to garner views and try to garner attention, I thought that was the most snake-ass, foul-ass shit. I talked to so many people in this industry just to have conversations with, so many people that are just YouTube reviewers, and even with Brian. Brian and I don't agree with a lot that goes on with Privada. But y'all saw that me and Brian were able to have a conversation as men. I never took a shot at that dude's manhood. I never took a shot at his identity. He is a man. Do I agree with him? I told him to his face that he's a snake oil salesman and that he's a bullshitter, but at the same time that he's a person. And you could, if you got any kind of disagreement with me, you can easily say that. And I can't knock you for having an opinion about me. You don't have to like my show. You don't have to, but at least be a man or be a person with some type of integrity and come to me on a one-to-one basis. When I sent that dude a message, I was like, yo, are we really doing this? Is this how you really want to carry this? And he ignored me. And then to go out and to say the shit that he said publicly about me, it was like, okay, we got a problem. We got an issue. Because that's not the way you do shit. But what I learned is that none of that had to do with cigars. None of that had to do with a community. None of that had to do with, loving the leaf. None of that had to do with anything that had to do with any kind of integrity. It was all self-promotion. Everything that he did was using me for self-promotion. It was using me to drive traffic to his thing, and then later on he's gonna try to put up his, .com this and .com that, and it's the same thing that got him kicked off the platform in the first place. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but that shit bothered the fuck out of me, man. Let me see what y'all gotta say here. Let's see. That wasn't towards me. This 20-year Tatuaje is pretty boring. Zero transition halfway through. What kind of flavors are you getting off of that though, man? Is it just like, because I don't think all cigars gotta be, you know, moving and transitioning and all that kind of stuff. If the flavors are like, you can get an Andalusian bull, right? That flavor is gonna be pretty one note. A lot of the Cubans are like one note, but they, like when it's gonna be one note like that, that one note better be like, you know, some fucking John Williams type note that's just like gonna change the landscape of everything. Shouts out to everybody hitting that like button, man. So I'm kind of curious to what you're getting from that Tatuaje. Every time I want to check on a cigar, I always get my information from smaller channels I trust. Yeah, dude, and that's the thing, because the other side of that, because we was having that whole situation with Tim. Sorry if I'm wiping my nose on my shirt, man, but oh wait, I think I brought tissue. Bam. We was having that whole conversation about Cigars Daily, right? Cigars Daily. Had to relight the cigar, sorry. Cigars Daily is a huge channel with huge resources. But what makes people love Lee Mack and what makes people love Tim from Cigars Daily is because they present to you that they're the everyman. They present to you that they're just like me, or they're just like cigar alchemists. They're just an everyday dude that smokes cigars. When in actuality, what they want to do is sell you cigars from their company. And it's a lot of places that are like that. Hope is doing that right now. Azil Cigars is like that. And you got all these, and look, it's business. It's marketing. DJ just did a great video about that whole concept. It's nothing wrong with that. Make your money. Provada. Make your money. Do what you got to do. All right? But it's a reason why they're trying to do the everyman persona. It's a reason why they're trying to be like us, and it's a reason why these YouTube reviews and these channels stay afloat and they stay alive, is because most of us want to be able to go to a lounge or meet people that are just like us, that smoke the same cigars that we smoke, or to learn about cigars and get comfortable and get used to this whole industry and get used to this way of life, this culture. So they can easily present that type of image. But really, the people who are just living their everyday life and just grabbing a cigar and telling you what their experience is like, they're gonna be just like you. They're gonna be learning different things about the leaf. They're gonna be learning different things about what type of cigars they're smoking, what brands they fall in love with. And it's a lot easier to relate and to connect to someone that is literally just like you. It's nothing about any cigar that I'm telling you guys about. And you guys that have me from Clay, lady, and you guys from Peter to Peter M to M. Like, I can go down the list of all of you who talk to me on a personal level. Y'all talk to me on a personal level. I'm not getting anything from telling you about these cigars. It's just, I love these cigars. You know what I'm saying? Like, why ain't my charger working, bro? What is? I hope I ain't break this bitch. All right, we're gonna go as long as we can, man, because my charger's not working. But the thing is, it's like you connect with the people who love cigars. And when I'm talking to you guys about like, hey, man, you should try this cigar, I'm not trying to sell it for, like, if I'm talking about Jamon, I'm trying to sell for Jamon because I want that man to grow and I want him to grow. But if I'm telling you about Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, Saka don't need me. Not in that sense. He can utilize my channel, but he doesn't need me. Sanj Patel doesn't need me, but if I'm telling you about Sanj's cigars, I'm telling you because I love his cigars. If I'm telling you about LFD, LFD has never communicated with me at all. But there's certain cigars from that brand that I absolutely love. I love the Lennox. I love the Bull. The Stars and Stripes was good. Like, you can go down the line, but I'm telling you about these cigars because I want you to go out and experience and get the same experience that I had. Or I want you to find that thing that's gonna be the thing when you watching the football game that you fall in love with and you smoking a cigar with your friends. You got a cigar that you can pass to your homie. You got some stories to tell about it. That's what this whole thing is supposed to be about. So if you're gonna give a review, I'm trying to hear what your opinions are. That's why I'm in on your videos, and that's why I'm watching other people's reviews. That's why I got into this in the first place, because I don't have a lounge where I can go to. I like hearing from people and feeling what people are talking about with these cigars. Just boring tobacco flavor, no pepper, no spices, no sweetness. God damn, that shit. And that, honestly, Peter, that's the thing about Tatawahe right there. Like sometimes like that face that I had the other day gave like these cinnamon notes, and it gave these notes of spice in there, and there was some sweetness to it. Like it has a whole lot of layers and some complexity to it. Got some coffee towards the end. That was a really nice cigar. But then you can get a 20-year, and you're just like, ugh, like it's nothing to it. And some people like that. So I know that's why some people, they make some cigars like that. But I don't know, man. I would rather have, if it's gonna be one note, give me something, a note that stands out. That's kind of frustrating. So Texas said he got the Herrera Esteli Habano tonight. You going Drew Estates with us? All right, ain't mad at that. I actually like Herrera Esteli. I think they're really good cigars. I don't talk about them enough, but I think they're good. Picked up new Miami that's sitting in my humidor. Which Miami? Is that Casa Fernandez or what is that? The Aganorsa joint? Or is it the, doesn't Villiger have a Miami? It's a couple of Miamis. I don't know which one that might be. I think Herrera Esteli has one too. Got a little bit more out of it than Peter, but it was pretty mild. It was hints, notes, not real flavorful. Yeah, so they like that sometimes, man. It is what it is. And so, let's see. Black said that that's how he felt about My Father the Judge. Yeah, I mean, I gotta be in the mood for like a My Father the Judge, man, because that's like really like, y'all know what I call them. I call them armchair cigars, because it's like they're really leather forward. And woody. But yeah, I get it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like I dig this principle. It's really good. Super smooth, super creamy. But I gotta say the black and gold is where I'm at with this one. I'm enjoying this cigar, but I think that black and gold is taking that one out. Herrera Esteli Miami. Okay, I wasn't sure which one, but yeah, that Miami is solid. Brazilian Maduro. I just don't think Brazilian tobacco gets enough love, man. So, and that's the thing. Like I love Herrera Esteli, and I was talking to somebody about Camacho recently too. I don't really smoke a lot of Camachos, but I love the fact that you can go into those brands because they give you enough variety with the different leaves and the different wrappers on that you can get, you can get a feel like, okay, do I want Corojo today, or do I want to go with Brazilian or something like that. I love the fact that you can kind of like expand your palate and really kind of figure out what's going on with that. If you let a judge sit for a year plus, it gets floral. I don't never remember getting floral notes from that, but I don't know if I like how long I let them sit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with the broadleaf. Yeah. So like I like the fact that you can find certain cigars that you can kind of like focus on. Okay, I can do San Andres with this one. You can kind of acclimate your palate to a certain leaf. Oh, this is Criollo. Let me try this one right now. And that's kind of a fun thing to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be the most complex cigar in that moment. I don't necessarily want to call them stepping stone cigars, but in a way that you can really educate yourself with that, and that's a fun thing to do for me. It's okay. My man said he reached the middle of the God's Whisper and is tasting caramel, coffee, and graham cracker. That sounds absolutely amazing, bro. And it's, as they would say here in Japan, Sugoine. That sounds amazing. What else y'all smoking on? What else we got going out here? Shouts out to everybody that hit that like button, man. We got 33 people watching right now, and you got 38 likes. That's dope. I got this It's actually like a car battery. It's supposed to like jump my car and shit like that. But I don't know why this bitch ain't turning on today. There we go. There we go. Maybe I had to unplug it first. Nope. As soon as I plug that bitch in, it turned off. What the fuck? I must have a short in my wire. See, watch this. I'm gonna show y'all this right here. You see it? Bam. Full power. All right? Full power. What the fuck? I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. One of y'all techie motherfuckers explain to me why that just happened, because I don't know. Is it me, or do mid-tier cigars get more complex but less consistent? You know what? That could be a thing, man. I never really thought about it like that, but that could honestly be a thing. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to pay more attention to that. That you might be onto something there, but that kind of makes sense why they would be mid tier, you know. Because the whole thing behind premium tobacco is that you're trying to source the best tobacco that's gonna age well, that's gonna ferment well, that's gonna hold up, and that's gonna keep enough of the oils and all that kind of stuff like that. So that would kind of make sense. So maybe they're using some tobaccos that that might not always hold up, and that's why you're gonna pay in most cases 20, 18 dollars for a more premium stick, maybe $25 and so on. And when you're getting into kind of like the $8 to $10 range, they might be kind of inconsistent. That might be the case. And I think that's why Sanj goes so hard with his industry killers. But I've been talking to people lately. They've been kind of giving like mixed feedback on that. Like sometimes they feel like they can get the most flavor out of this particular cigar, and then one day it might not be that great. So yeah, it might be something to that, man. Let's see. Peter said it picked up a 5-pack of Crown Head Mil Diaz at Mundo. Can't wait to try it. I like Mil Diaz, man. It took me a moment to kind of get in there because to me that's one of those Cuban-ass cigars, and sometimes they can be kind of one note. But then again, like sometimes those flavors in there they work so well, and it's really smooth and it's nice and creamy, buttery, and all that, and it's enjoyable. So I think you're gonna dig it, man. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what you think about it once you really kind of let them rest and try them over time, especially if you got a 5-pack. I would really like to know your thought process once you really get into those. Oh, Dirty Man, I appreciate it, man. Like, here's the thing about this, man. When I got into that whole situation with Lee Mack, I will say his name. I'm not like trying to throw stones and hide my hands on that, and I'm not trying to sensationalize this whole thing. But that whole thing was fake. It wasn't fake on my part, but he was really just trying to goat me for his show and to get a rise out of me. And I knew that, but I still had to get my point across, because whenever you guys talk to me and whenever you guys come to my live and whenever you guys see my reviews that I've done in the past, or if I'm doing my top 10 list, everything about that is earnest. Everything about that is me. And my personality is never gonna change. When I'm with the new wave guys, I'm still the same guy on their show. If someone asks me to come on their show, you're gonna get Keelan every single freaking time. This is me. This is my personality. There's nothing fake about this. And it's the same thing, DJ was talking about Cigars Daily. He was talking about, Tim on that. And I don't knock that man for making sales. But when he comes on, hey everybody, this is Tim, and that's a persona. That's not who he is. That's not his real personality. And people enjoy that, and that works for everybody. But 100% of the time, I'm gonna be me. Whether I'm flawed, whether, I misspell something, whether, I did my review for the Chinchale a few years ago, maybe a year or two ago, whatever. And I missed the floral note in there, and I didn't put that review out because I felt like, damn, I felt like it was gonna tarnish my integrity or tarnish my palate, and I really regret that I never put that review out. Because I thoroughly enjoyed that cigar, and I was giving what my perspective was on that cigar in that time. And I gotta be true to myself. I gotta be true to everybody that's joining in, everybody that is watching this right now, everybody that has clicked the like button, everybody that sends me messages. I gotta be 100% to y'all. So when my battery dies on this thing, I wish I had another connector in here, man. Do I have another connector at all? I don't think I do. Anyway, but when I'm presenting to y'all, it's nothing fake about it, man. It's 100% me. So when y'all give those kind of compliments saying like, yo, I enjoy watching your show for you, that means a lot to me, man. That means that like I'm articulating myself well, and that means that you guys are gonna trust what I say about cigars. You're gonna trust my perspective and trust my opinion, and that matters a lot. If it's anything that concerns me about doing the show and getting on the camera and speaking to y'all and relating to y'all, that's the most integral thing. Because say for instance, if you guys ever come to Japan, or like when I went back to the States and I was in California for a minute, and I went into a lounge when I was in like Haywood, California. I think I was in Haywood, and maybe one or two people recognized me from the channel. I haven't been recognized very much. So when you're having a conversation with me, I'm telling people like, hey, I got a cigar channel, come watch. Or, I got a YouTube channel on Japan, come watch. I want y'all to see me. And, I want that to be a thing that's just like, okay, dang, he's the same dude. If I'm sitting here, you really gonna see me drinking cranberry juice out in public. You're never gonna see me with liquor in my hand. I don't drink. That's one thing that's real true about me. If I get animated about something, if I start talking about Bruce Lee and like you're gonna see a whole different cat, like I get animated because it's some shit that I love. That's the real shit. When I'm like laughing, really loud and all that kind of shit, that's my personality, man. That's who I am, man. So thank y'all for being 100 with me and being real. That's all good. Texas, who playing football today, man? I ain't checked the NBA today. I ain't checked football. I got no idea what's going on. So let me know what's going on with that. Clay said recently tried the Big Sky Blackfoot. Really surprised on how good it was. You gotta send me the picture of that one because I don't even know what cigar that is. Send me your thoughts on it too. Daniel Garcia says Charter Oak Habano. That's what he's smoking on right now. I dig that cigar, man. You know what's funny? Because Matt cannot stand that cigar or the Connecticut, man. I don't understand why. I really love that whole Charter Oak series. I need to get the new Charter Oaks. I haven't had time to get my hands on those, but I want to smoke those too to see what he's doing. Get that thing working. We going 5 hours, man. I don't know what's going on with this thing, Peter, man. As a veteran, I appreciate the shout out. At 6'4", I can smoke cherry cigars, wear pink shirts and yellow socks, and never fear shedding a tear. Word up. Check out my socks too, man. Yeah, this is one thing y'all gonna learn about me. I love socks, right? Look at that. Flowers on them shits like a motherfucker. And I had SpongeBob socks on yesterday. I love my socks, man. Stan socks. I got Steph Curry socks. I got Tupac socks. I love socks, man. I don't care if they got pink flowers on them. It don't matter to me, man. That's one of my favorite things in the world, dude. That's something y'all like. I think I got some socks in a cigar box one time, and I was happy, man. I absolutely love socks, y'all. Black said, sometimes I get an Oliva O that is just wonderful. Other times they fall flat. Yeah, Oliva kind of gets like that sometimes, man. So, and that's definitely kind of in their mid-tier. So, but you know what's funny, man? Like, I've never had that happen with the Melanio. Melanio has always been consistent, and that's super mid-tier. So I'm trying to figure out what size cigar to smoke next. Does Keelan have Rothschild, worth the battery, or double Corona? I mean, man, I don't know. I got like 50% right now. How long we been going? An hour, 20 minutes? So if this whack ass phone hold up, we gonna get at least one more cigar in. We're gonna try. All right, so I think it got a little bit more than the Rothschild. I think we good. I don't know why this battery ain't working though. Authenticity is everything, man. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all that 100, no doubt. Like, so ain't no faking right here. Romeo by Romeo and Julieta, red or black? Go black. Always bet on. I got a Georgia versus Ole Miss. Yo, if y'all notice, man, I don't really watch college sports like that. And I should, especially now that college players are getting paid and they're getting more taken care of, and they're playing for the love of the game. I should watch more college. I just never really got into it. And the only time I really hop in to college is being that I'm from North Carolina and Virginia, especially being Eastern North Carolina, when Duke and UNC play. Then I usually kind of tune into that because that rivalry is like ingrained in me. So yeah, EK, you gotta do one of these every Friday or Saturday. I don't know if I'm gonna go that hard, man. I don't know if I'm gonna go that hard. I'm gonna try to be kind of regular with it. I think the last one that I did was like 10 days ago, so I don't know. We gonna see. We gonna see. I don't know. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do that. I'm really not sure. I actually been thinking about that a lot, Louis. I've been trying to figure out like how I was gonna do this because I still love kicking back and talking to y'all. So it might be more frequent, especially when I move into the new place. I might have more time, but another one of the reasons why I was kind of getting out of the review game is because I didn't want to smoke as many cigars as I was smoking. The irony of that is I was trying to slow down on the amount of cigars that I was smoking just because I wasn't sure about the hygiene thing. I wasn't sure, like, I got the wife and kids, and I didn't want to be like out smoking all the time and shit like that. But I do love cigars, man. That's really hard. And the more I've been out here, and the more that I smoke more cigars when I'm in a good mood than I do when I'm in a bad mood. And I've been in a good mood lately. I've been in a really good space. Even with all the stress of moving and going through all this kind of stuff, I've been in a really good space. I got friends. My wife and kids are happy. I'm in a new place, learning new experiences. I'm eating well. I'm working out in the gym a lot more. And it's some things that I want to get done. It's like stuff that I want to get done artistically and creatively. So I'm in a good mood, man. I'm in a good space. And y'all haven't seen like the scenery that's around me, man. It's beautiful out here. Like the part of Japan that I was in was more of a city. Y'all saw what my view was like from my house, but I was a lot closer to Kawasaki. I was closer to Yokohama. I was really close to Tokyo. And so I was living a lot more of a city life. Out here, man, like when I'm in a good space, I love to sit back and smoke a cigar. And when I'm smoking a cigar, I either want to be watching a movie, listening to a podcast, or talking to people. So that's why I continue to do these lives. Like this is fun for me. Like this is everything to me. And I'm pissed off that my battery's not working. I'm mad about that. But other than that, I'm in a good mood. But this is what I enjoy, man. I love kicking back with y'all, man, and just kind of talking cigars and seeing what else is out like that. So Blackfoot was a Mexican San Andres Maduro wrapper. Had Dominican binder and fillers. That sounds like it was pretty good, yo. I gotta look into that cigar. Louis said I don't watch them either. I'm locked in with this live though. My man, appreciate you locking in with me, man. Like y'all really treat me good, man. And it makes all of this worthwhile, yo. For real. Yeah, yo, I'm here with y'all. I'm not even just doing this, just for like posterity's sake. I'm doing it because I dig y'all. Which podcast do I listen to? I listen to a lot of different podcasts, man. What have I been listening to lately? Just about any true crime podcast you can think of, I listen to them a lot. I used to listen to a lot of Jalen and Jacoby, man. I hate that show ended. That was like one of my favorites. Who else am I listening to? A lot of the cigar podcasts are kind of whack, man. That's why I was talking about like kind of starting one for myself. I'm still thinking about starting the Vintage Cigar podcast. I still think I should do that. I just haven't had the time to really like sit down and work out the kinks. But I was waiting to see like the type of house that I was gonna get. I got a garage with the place that we're looking like we're gonna move into, so I might be able to set up a little studio. And if I can do that, I'll definitely make that podcast happen. Who else am I listening to, man? I don't really do Rogan like that. I don't do Joe Budden no more. So if y'all know some really good podcasts, man, I'm kind of falling off with the podcast. So if y'all know anything good, if you got any suggestions, I like true crime, I like sports. So I listen to a lot of Locked In, Sports, ESPN, Rob Lowe, Hoop Collective. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. It's a lot. I just put on whatever's available at the time. He said, "You a good dude. It pissed me off when dude tried to pick a fight with you and sound corny, but really do be your own people." It ain't really corny, man. What bothers me about that is the irony behind it all, right? For somebody to say, you know, all the time he's screaming, "Have a good day," and you're trying to help other people out and you're trying to be good, but the fact that he never tried to reach out to me to try to have a conversation or any kind of discourse, whether he agreed or disagreed with me, that shit pissed me off. And I found it like to be really disrespectful. And the disrespectful part was not saying my name. Like, everybody knew who you were talking about because I do not watch his show. I don't watch any of his content. And I'm not making that up. I'm not being funny about it. I used to. When I started, you know, I used to watch all of those guys that were out there, you know, like Tim Rollins, Brian Glenn, Ron Real, Joe Knows. Like, I was watching everybody that was out there. And, you know, but, like, I felt like he was disingenuous. I even used to watch, what's my man, with the question mark dude, the Insomniac. I used to watch him. I watched everybody. Shout out to Cigar Head Fred. I used to watch Cigar Head Fred, Martina Meyer. Like, I watched everybody, right? But I felt like he was disingenuous. And I felt like his show was really boring, and I stopped watching it. So when he started doing that whole thing about the top 10 list, he started that. So for him to pretend like he was even in his comments pretending like, oh, I don't know why he started beef with me. And, you know, when they started beefing with me, nobody started anything with him. If you guys can name any time that you've seen me start beef with somebody, let me know. Put it in the comments. When have you ever seen me like really just, I might not agree with somebody's, you know, style or whatever, but name a time that I've like really picked on somebody, especially somebody that looks like me. Name a time. And I was saying that to them, like, give me a moment, because it was people that was in my comments, was like, yo, you know, you as a black man, you shouldn't be doing this to another black man, and you shouldn't be doing, like, name when I ever disrespected that man. Even when I did the beef show, I wasn't doing that for ratings. I was doing that because it was really like, yo, you really coming at me, you coming at my neck, man, for what? And I was like, yo, why would I do that when you were a legend in this game? So even when I tried to make peace with him, he still did not want to like come to me and say, okay, let's talk this out. He still didn't just let it go and just say, okay, it ain't no need for me to beef with this dude. And almost a year later, you're gonna go there and try to throw dirt on my name again? Come on, bro. And one thing that bothers me about this is that we talking about people of color, and we talking about black men in a field that is, we definitely are a minority in this cigar field. So shouts out to Jamon, shout out to Chris, shout out to Eric, shout out to Ron Real, shout out to all these people who have been doing stuff within this community and has been making stuff, like all these reviewers, you know, Smoke What You like all these people that are really trying to make a name for yourself. I've never had any beef with anybody. But this guy will go on his show, and when he hears the train in the background, he's calling him Juan, stop making noise. Or he's giving all these like, Mexican and Latino names. That's disrespectful to a culture. When have you ever seen me treat anybody, man, woman, black, brown, Asian, ever treat anybody like that? That shit, look at me, man. I'm pissed. That shit bothers me, man. That shit bothers me. So for you, and so when I put up that thing with Muhammad Ali, that's really how I felt. Back off of me, man. Ain't no Viet Cong ever called me, like, that's how I felt. I was Ali in that moment, man. And I would never like, yo, say my name, man. Like, oh, I'm gonna punish you, man. I'm gonna punish you for disrespecting me. So I went all out. So somebody made a comment, was like, oh man, I didn't know he was any beef until, he went off the rails like that. That's because that guy that said that wasn't paying attention. But anybody that knows and is listening to me, that's been on my lives, that's been in my reviews, that's been on my Smoke Your Best Cigars, they knew that was about me. So my email and my DM was going off, bling, 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 like, yo, is this about you? Is this you? Is he talking about you? And that's how it happened in the first place. So of course I didn't start it because I didn't even know what was going on until people brought it to me. But that whole idea of throwing stones and hiding your hands like, oh, it wasn't me, and playing victim, that's some bitch shit. You a bitch for that. Lee Mack, you a bitch for that. If you want to square this up, you can always reach out and you can talk to me. But until then, it's dead on my end. Y'all not gonna see me go off, but I went off during that moment for that reason, because I felt like it was disrespectful that you can't even call me out by name. It could be EKB, it could be Keelan, it could be the Vintage Cigar, whatever. Say my fucking name. If you got some beef with me, say my name. I'm not hard to reach. Y'all get in contact with me anytime at the Vintage Cigar. Y'all can holler at me at any moment. I'm there. I ain't running from and ducking smoke from no motherfucking body, yo. I don't care if you a black man. I don't care if you some bigot. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you got a multi-million-dollar company. I ain't ducking no motherfucking smoke. And I ain't fronting. I'm not gonna be fake for nobody, period. Y'all can keep that shit, yo. That shit pissed me off, bro. Peter said, please, the Vintage Cigar podcast is what we need, man. Peter M, I want to find out a way to do that show so that it really is a good podcast, right? I feel like a lot of these podcasts that are based on cigars right now are usually they're so full of advertisement that you can't really enjoy the show, and they don't talk about cigars, and they get off into these tangents. And I wanted to be able to be a show where we can actually talk, about life stuff like the same way that we do up here. But I also wanted to come back to the cigars, and I also wanted to be informative, and I wanted to be interesting. So I want to be able to have some kind of long form information at the same time. So I'm working on it. The idea is not gone. So if I got a chance to kind of sit back, I'll do it. The Morbid and Crime Junkie. I think I listened to Crime Junkie. Podcasts are dope if you like true crime. I don't think I've checked out the Morbid though. So shouts out to you, Cigar Side, for giving me that tip. I watch your stuff just to support a brother. I feel you on that. And you gotta support people, man. He come off as phony now. Because he is phony. He's a phony dude, man. And that's the thing about it. That's the reason why I did that whole episode, was because I wanted people to see that he is phony. He's a fake. He's a fraud. And all of that smiling in your face and, oh, have a great day. I hope you having a great day. It's bullshit. That's not who he is, because the same person that's telling like, I want people to succeed, and I'm here to help everybody, and I hope everybody's having a great day. It's the same motherfucker that went out and sought out another person for stealing his idea, and went out and attacked another person for leaving this YouTube space just so he could get attention. That's some bitch shit. That's some phony shit. And then on the other side to say, well, he started beef with me. I don't know where it's coming from. That's a goddamn lie. It ain't nothing else around that. That's absolutely phony. And that's why I went that hard, because that's what I wanted people to see. You're not gonna get that. You can go through any one of my videos. You're never gonna see anything phony like that coming from me, man. I'm sorry, the sun is kind of taking this out, so it's kind of hard for me to see what y'all saying, so bear with me here. Mixtape said it's unfortunate, but I feel you. And it is some sucker shit, man. And that's some, and like, I'm not here for it. I don't play that sucker shit, yo. I don't play that. I've been, oh, and he blocked me on top of that. That was the other thing. When I actually started like calling him out by name on Instagram, he blocked me. And then after he blocked me, then he goes and does a whole video talking shit about me again. And somebody sent that shit to me. Why would, that shit is like, remember when y'all was in school and you had that knucklehead kid that used to like talk shit, and he would, you know, throw spitballs at people, or he would, you know, start rumors and whisper about people and try to, you know, talk like he wanted to fight you, especially if you was somebody like me that I was always trying to keep the peace. It's somebody that was always trying to fight. I'm gonna put this out and get another cigar. U-boat. So you would get somebody that's doing that type of shit, and then when you catch them after school, they want to run home, and they don't want to smoke, and then they go tell their mom like, oh, he's bullying me, or they go tell the principal or the teacher or whatever, oh, he's a bully and he's doing this, that, and the third to me. I don't know how well this is gonna smoke. It's a crack in it, so bear with me, y'all. So when that person does that kind of shit, and then after you try to get at them, like you try to confront them, you end up looking like the bully because they done told the principal that you've been bullying them, or they told, like, he's that dude. He's the dude that want to talk shit from inside his house. But he don't never, like, if he see you coming, he gonna go the other way. When he blocked me, that's exactly what he did, and then he gonna continue to talk shit. Still to this day, he has not come to me to speak to me at all. That's some absolute bitch-made shit. All right, shouts out for y'all giving love on that podcast, man. That idea is not dead. I'm gonna keep rolling with that. Master of Ash, what up, Michael? My man is up in here. What up, though? Board talk. I don't know. I don't know, man. Shouts out to you for joining in. I think that's all for the comments right now. We're gonna like this U-boat. I have not had a U-boat yet. Like, out of all the Dumbarton stuff that I've had, fuck this cigar, man, and fuck this lighter, man. What the fuck? Anyway, I ain't gonna get out of my good mood. Like I said, yo, I've been in a really good mood, man. Shouts out to everybody that's hit that like button. I'm gonna burn my fucking eyebrows out trying to get this bitch to light. Just off the cold draw, that was like natural tobacco. That's nice. Maybe I need to adjust it. Maybe I need to turn it up a little bit. Yep. Sorry for the silence, man. I hate having dead air up here, man. So y'all come up with some shit to talk about. Cause I'm mad right now. I was really scared that this wasn't gonna light well because of the crack in it. But we smoking, baby. We smoking. Why would I be happy that the Lakers won? Why would I ever be happy about that? I'm pissed because that was a good game too between LeBron and KD too. That was a good game, man. All right, here's the thing though. I know I talk a lot of shit about LeBron. I know he takes plays off. I know he flops. But the motherfucker can hoop, man. Regardless of how I feel about it, LeBron can hoop. And KD was hooping. I still can't call him like a top 10 player. I can't say that he's the best in the world. But LeBron got busy the other night, man. And I'm not mad at that. I am mad that he beat. I am mad that he beat the Suns. I'm a little pissed about that. But these super teams are a little bit of a problem right now. Y'all see what's happening with the LA Clippers. Y'all know how I feel about James Harden. But it doesn't make sense to have that much firepower and to be trash. And they're trash. The Lakers aren't really a good team either. And Phoenix isn't really a good team either with all that firepower. I don't know how they're going to be when Book come back, but it's interesting. Same thing with Milwaukee. Milwaukee is not looking really good right now. Giannis had 54 points the other night, and they lost. Dame Lillard's shot is gone. I don't know if it's the divorce. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's happening, but they're struggling. My Warriors got all this firepower, but Steph is playing by himself right now. The only teams that I'm really like scared of right now is Boston. Goddamn, Boston is scary, but they fucking up a little bit too. The Mavericks, surprisingly, because Luka Doncic is going off. Kyrie looking all right. And the Denver Nuggets. I mean, those are going to be the teams that you got to worry about. So, fuck the Lakers, man. All right, I'm going with the Krakatoa. Peter just had a Krakatoa. Light that bad boy up. I got a U-boat. You got a Krakatoa. So, we got some good smokes going right now. Let's keep rolling. All right, this is good. This is not as strong as I thought it was going to be. It's not a pepper bomb either. I don't know, I'm cold too, so my palate could be kind of off, but that's a whole nother subject. Do you have any cigar recommendations for fall season? Man, Big Tape, that's a good question, man. I don't know if I ever really think of cigars in a seasonal, as far as like seasonal like that. What cigar was I talking about earlier? It was a cigar I was talking about earlier that had cinnamon notes in it. And it was really good. I just smoked it the other day. My memory is really bad. Y'all I gotta apologize. I have a horrible memory. It's really, really bad. But I would think for the fall you would want something that have those like nice warm cinnamon notes in there, man. If that cigar comes up in a minute, man, I'll bring it to you. But I'm really drawing a blank right now. I think I got myself too hyped just a second ago. If you had to smoke one cigar for the rest of your life, what would it be? All right, check this out, Louis. Watch this. For everybody that's in here that's watching right now, that's gonna comment. If I had one cigar that I could smoke for the rest of my life, what cigar would that be? That patina is a damn good cigar too. I was talking about that for a while, and that patina is amazing. And I haven't gone back to that. I need to go back and check that out. Mixtape, you already got. I'm surprised it ain't much more. Said damn cinnamon challenge. Michael, that was good. But yeah, the shark. That's it. I'm surprised there wasn't a ton of those that was popping up. That still and forever will be right now. There has not been a cigar that has surpassed the shark for me. There's been nothing that has taken that out. Kane said I got a lot of creamy peanut butter on that patina Sumatra. That like, goddamn, how long has it been since I smoked that cigar? It's probably been at least 6 months. But when I smoked that cigar, it was amazing. And see, I'm having trouble with this. That's a wonderful vegetal note that's in this. I was not expecting that. And it's smoking really well, but I can't get a good draw on it because of that crack. I'm trying to keep that plug. That's why I'm holding it like this. It's outstanding. God damn, man. I'm still mad at myself because I can't bring up that cigar that I was just talking about. Shark Don Carlos, y'all know me. So some of y'all might be behind, a little bit delayed in the live, but yeah, that's what that is, man. I could, if that cigar wasn't $30, I swear I would buy it on a regular basis. And I think the one that would follow that would probably be the Mi Carita Blue. And I could probably get that a lot more often and have a lot more access. It's not easy being in Japan to get that. I wish it was. I don't see Dunbarton tobacco out here at all. I can't go to just any lounge that's out here to get a Dunbarton tobacco. So, and I think the third one would probably be the Monty number 2. But number 1 easily would be the Sharp. But kind of getting back into that seasonal thing, I wonder if I need to start looking at cigars like that. But I mainly just as a smoker, like I smoke based on my mood. I smoke based on like either, hey, I haven't had this cigar and I need to try it. I need to see what's up with this cigar. I need to see if I like it. I want to see what this company is doing right now. And you do a lot of that, especially when I was doing reviews, but a lot of that's just for my own edification and that journey of I want to smoke. I want to find out what that smoke is about. Shouts out to everybody that hit that like button too, man. Y'all are dope. But the other side is that sometimes I might be in the mood for a darker cigar. I might be in the mood for something that's real heavy. I want some coffee notes. It's late at night. I'm looking at Jupiter, and I'm just kind of staring at the stars. I'm looking at the mountains. It's out here. I'm by the water. I'm watching people fish. So I'm trying to smoke to fit my mood. But then again, it might be kind of early in the morning. It's early here. It's probably like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the morning or 12 in the afternoon now, somewhere in that ballpark. And I might want something light, and I might want to get like a Florida Sun Grown, or I might want to get that 20 Acre Farms, or I might want to get something that's like a Sun Grown that's going to give me some like nuttier notes or something like that. So I rarely ever think like, yo, it's wintertime, I need to get this type of cigar. Or it's summertime, I need to smoke this. I'm smoking based on my environment, based on my mood, if that makes sense. It is kind of environmental, man. That really makes a difference to me. Just because the whole thing about this whole thing that we're doing is like you're trying to set a vibe, right? You're trying to set a mood, you're trying to defrag from whatever is going on during your day, or you just like, you want a certain flavor profile. You want something that's gonna tantalize you. It's the same thing, like, I look at cigars kind of like food. You know, I might be in the mood one day like, yo, man, I want a really good steak right now. And so let me get I want something that's savory. It's gonna have some nice pepper in there. And I want some, hearty mashed potatoes. I want to get full. Or I might just be in the mood like, yo, I just want a banging ass burger. I just want like something that's really gonna tantalize the palate and just make me excited. And then other times it's just like, yo, I just want to get out something light. I want to get some, sushi. I just want to kind of chill. And I didn't get to my sushi talk, so I'm gonna do that in a second too. Let me see what Michael was saying here. Japan has rubbed off eating seasonal foods and smoking seasonal. and to a degree, that's true, man. I took the family out the other night. I might have to put this down, yo. It's so hard to draw. It's not fun. Tastes good though. But I took the family out the other night, and y'all don't follow me on Facebook because I kind of keep that one private, like to family and friends. But it might be a couple of y'all that follow me on Facebook. But I went out to a place called Sushi Row out here. My favorite spot when I was in Zushi was Hamazushi. And it's like the conveyor belt sushi. I tell you guys about that kind of spot all the time. So I was just in the mood to try some new sushi type shit. My favorite thing is Ika. Ika is squid. I love calamari, but when I tell you that the squid sushi, sashimi, and they put the ponzu gel on it. Ponzu is like yuzu, citrus, and soy sauce, and then they reduce it down and they make a gel out of it, and they put lemon and like crushed salt. That is some of the best sushi in the world. That shit is so goddamn good. It's so light and delicious, and it got some texture to it, and that thing is amazing, right? So I'm smashing those, and then I saw that they had shark. They had tempura shark, and then they had wagyu, thin sliced wagyu sushi, raw wagyu, just straight wagyu. I don't know if they toasted it. I'm not sure if they did or not. I don't think so, because it looked like just some thinly sliced wagyu, and they put these marinated onions on top of that and ponzu jelly. And my ass is eating raw wagyu, and it shit tastes like a pastrami sandwich. It was stellar. It was out of this world. I didn't like the shark very much. The shark was a little bit too fishy. I'm not gonna say fishy. It's not fishy as it tastes. It didn't taste like salmon or something like that. It had more of a white fish, like a plain white fish, like whiting or something like that. And it was real flaky, but it was kind of a soft texture. Even in the tempura, it didn't give me enough crunch or enough texture to it. But if you like fish, if you like catfish, if you like whiting, something that's real light like that, you would love shark. That would be, that's something that you guys need to go out and try. Hey man, I'm always talking food, man. I'm always hungry. I'm hungry right now, so yeah, I apologize, but I love food like I love cigars. Also, I found a little izakaya that's down the street from us here too. I just got like some sweet, what was that? I don't know, whatever it was sweet. And it was just out of nowhere. That was fantastic. Anyway, but I just found this little izakaya. So for y'all that don't know the Japanese terminology, an izakaya is like a Japanese bar. So you go in there, you get your drinks. It's usually a lot of wood in there, it's dimly lit. You sit down and you just go sit for hours with your friends, and you order like little small, in Spain they call them tapas, like these little plates of food. So this spot is yakitori. Yakitori is basically the grilled meat on a skewer. So originally tori is bird, so it's usually like grilled chicken. It would be like chicken skin or chicken heart, chicken thigh, whatever. And now they do the beef, and they do pork. Buta is pork, and they do all these different things, and you just get them on the skewers. So you can just order plate after plate after plate of all this stuff. So the next time I go back, they got whale. I've never had whale before. Any of y'all ever eaten whale? Whale and horse is something that you can get when you're in Japan. You're not gonna see that in America too fast. You're not gonna get dolphin or whale or anything like that, but they have it here. I'm an adventurous eater. I'm gonna try this shit. My homeboy just came. He was one of my dudes at a restaurant. He just came to Japan, and we went all over Japan just eating together. We just went into a whole bunch of izakayas and trying food. And before he left, he went to the Shikuji fish market that's in Tokyo. It's like one of the most famous fish markets in the world. And he tried whale, and he was like, yo, you gotta try this shit. So I gotta do that soon. And I will be here in Sasebo. When you get to Sasebo, holla at your boy. It's not a lot happening here. It's not like it is in Tokyo or whatever, but I got some really cool places that I can take you to. There's a cigar lounge that's not far from here that I have not been to yet. Let's kick back like good fellas. Let's have some good cigars. Let's eat some good sushi and some good ramen, man. I'm gonna take care of you. I got you. Just come holler at your boy. If you know, said I never had whale. I've had shark, though it's very salty. But see, the thing about, like, they have to make it salty, because like the shark that I had they didn't put any salt on it. They didn't put any soy sauce. They didn't do anything. It wasn't marinated. It was just like the most plain fish, fresh fish that you've ever had before. But it was just kind of soft. I wasn't feeling the texture. My man said, you're making me hungry. I went to Cheesecake Factory today. Hey, don't take a date to Cheesecake Factory, yo. You get in trouble for doing that shit. I had a gift certificate and never would have went. It was the blandest bland shit I've ever eaten. Did I talk to you guys about why it's like that? at Cheesecake Factory. So I think I talked about this on another one of these lives before. So the whole thing, when you go to any one of those restaurants, they got like a menu that's like this thick, and it's just like page after page of food. Excuse me, allergies. The reason why that it's like that is because all the food is pre-made. Everything in there is made and it's frozen, and they put them on speed racks, and they put them in there. You might get a few dishes that they kind of cook up on the fly that they have to make, maybe some of the sauces and all that other kind of stuff. But just about everything that they make is already pre-prepared or partially par-made or par-cooked. So they can just slap it together and throw it together for you real fast. And that's usually why it doesn't have a lot of flavor content. It's already it's there so it can go out quick, because it's no way that you can maintain a menu that size and store food for long enough so that it will be fresh and available for everybody to be able to get it. It's just not possible. That's why most restaurants you go to have a limited menu. You get one page, you might have 10 items and stuff that they already have that they can make like this, and they can cook up for you, so you're not sitting there waiting for 30 to 45 minutes to get your food. That's why Cheesecake Factory is like that. And that's what you're gonna get from Cheesecake Factory. So that's why the shit be bland as fuck. And I guess that's why these, these Gen Zers are like anti-Cheesecake Factory, and you can't take a girl to a date at Cheesecake Factory no more. He said, take a chick to Cheesecake Factory, you're gonna go viral. Word up. It's some funny shit going on right now, man. I don't know what's happening with people, man. It's funny though. Said he has a decent food scene in Minnesota. There's tons of refugees and Asian immigrants and whatnot. Yo, my homeboy told me about that. My boy Tucker, man. Shout out to my man Tucker. He's from Minnesota. He was my partner when I was a butcher. He used to make he made the sausages, and he was basically the prep cook for me on my side. So like when all the meat that I would break down, he would take that and we would come up with the different recipes for all the different type of sausages that we were gonna make. Man, that was my partner. He was hands down my favorite person to work with. He was from Minnesota. I miss that brother, man. I miss him a lot. Tucker was a really good dude, is a really good dude, great family. And he would tell me about Minnesota and the food scene out there. And that's one place that I've never been while I was in the States. One, is cold as fuck, and I don't like cold climates. But it's one of those things that I want to get out there and really, really try some food in Minnesota. And I love just places that have diverse cultures like that, like New York, Toronto, DC. I love being able to just go out and try like a lot of different foods. Like even in California, there was an Ethiopian restaurant. Have you guys ever had Ethiopian food, where you like fufu and stuff that you eat with your fingers and all that kind of stuff like that? I'm missing a lot of the names. It looks like just kind of like Indian food. It looks like just a bunch of vegetables and meat just kind of just ground up together. But your plate, when it come out, they got that little spongy bread, and it comes out on that bread, and it's like all mashed up together, and it's just a whole bunch of different colors. Some might be brown, some might be red, some is green, and everything mixed together is just so flavorful. And man, if you haven't had Ethiopian food, you guys gotta go out and get it. I haven't had it because you see a lot of Africans out here, but they're usually like Nigerian, and it's very rare that they open up restaurants. Everybody hustling out here, but you don't find like Nigerian food. You don't find, food from Ghana and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I miss about being in the States. I miss getting that kind of variety. Hey, man, I will definitely hit you up if I'm out there, man. When I come back to the States, man, hopefully, just being able to connect with all of y'all, man, I'll be able to just kind of, meet some people and go out and travel and be able to hit people up. So when I'm out there traveling, I'll do some lives and stuff, and I'll let you guys know where I am and, where I'm going to be in the States. Most of the time, honestly, because my wife is from Cali, I end up in Cali, or I go back home to Virginia and New York. Those are usually the places that I end up. But the last time I was there, I ended up in New Orleans, and I ate my ass off while I was in New Orleans. I literally put up on 20 pounds when I was in the States. That's how much food I ate. I put on 20 pounds, and I'm not exaggerating. It was 18, but come on, man, round that shit up. It's 20. So the part of VA that I'm from is Hampton Roads, 757. So I grew up in Hampton and in Newport News, and then I went back to North Carolina. And then when I went back the first time to Virginia, I was in Virginia Beach, and I left, went back to North Carolina, and when I went back again, I was in Norfolk for 10 years. Newport News, baby. Bad news. Yo, so I grew up on 79th Street. So it was 79th and Chestnut. So you probably know that area. You've probably been through there, Mercury Boulevard. They've been doing construction on Mercury Boulevard ever since I was a kid. They still ain't finished that shit yet. So Town Center, yeah. I spent a lot of time in Town Center in Virginia Beach, yo. I used to live in Pembroke, so I was like right down the street from Town Center. I spent a lot of time down there. I was there before they built the Town Center Tower and all that shit. So I remember that whole area, man. Shouts out to all my VA people, man. I miss VA. I can't front. So my butcher shop that I tell you guys about. So if y'all are ever, if y'all are still in that area, go to the Ghent area in Norfolk. There's a butcher shop called Pendulum Fine Meats. When you go in there, tell them Keelan sent you. I was their butcher. They'll know exactly. Dana should still be there. Dylan should still be there. There should be a couple people that I used to work with that are still in there, man. And if you like ramen, go to Alkaline. My homeboy Kevin is a chef there. He makes the best ramen that is in the United States that I've ever had, and that's not hyperbole. It's called Alkaline VA. Go to Alkaline, get you some banging ass ramen, and he does he's Filipino, so he's always doing like this Asian fusion stuff where it could be Thai, it could be Filipino, it could be Japanese. He's a classically trained chef from CIA. It's outstanding. And then holler at my boy Rick at Tin Top. If you guys were here early, when I was a dishwasher, I used to be the dishwasher and the delivery guy for that spot. Go and get some really good food. I'm telling you, it's off the meter. I will not steer you wrong. What up, Ken Folk? Yeah, no doubt. My stick man. We VA, so you know you my stick. All my VA people will know about that. So have you heard about the food reviewer, Keith Lee? Yes, man. This dude, before I read the rest of your comment, man, the strangest thing, I don't know when this shit happened, but every single platform I was on, Keith Lee just started popping up everywhere. So I don't know, dude just went viral out of nowhere. So yeah, I was like, who is this cat? I thought he was autistic or something like that. But yeah, he got in a lot of heat. Really put them in their place. They treat customers like they do no matter. Yeah, that whole thing that he did when he went in there and when they found out who he was wild, yo. And it's kind of interesting. Like, I want to see, like, for a cigar reviewer, would it ever get to that point for me, like, would people switch up? Because check it, my wife is the general manager here for all the stores that are in this area here. She has a really high position. It's so crazy to see people switch up when they find out who I am, like that I'm connected to her. The whole store switch up. It's the funniest thing in the world. I love when people do shit like that. Where am I gonna get haircuts? Yo, I cut my own hair, yo. I cut my own hair here, and I'll tell you why. Because we got barbershops that are here on the base. All right, so when I was in Yokosuka and Zushi, you know, this is a military town. So there was a brother that was cutting hair out here. He was charging $50 for a haircut. Ain't no motherfucking way I'm paying you $50 for a haircut. I'm not doing it. My hair probably fucked up right now because I've been wearing these hats and these bandanas the whole time. But I cut my own hair, and I just give myself a little temple fade, and I taper in the back, and I line my shit up. Because I went to a barber shop here one time, man, and this dude didn't know how to cut black hair. And shouts out to my man Masa. Masa's a Japanese dude that cut hair out here. He got a fade himself. It's funny. Like, Masa put a perm in his hair. And he got more curls than I do. I love it. But he can cut. And there was another dude named Natsu that could cut. But if those dudes run around, they will fuck your hair up, man. This one dude cut my hair, man. He fucked my shit up so bad. And y'all know the culture. Y'all know us, man. Like when you your hair, like how you dap people and how you cut your hair is everything. And my man, he was doing some shit behind my hair. He was trying to figure out. It took him like 45 minutes to cut my hair, and the only thing I wanted was a drop fade. That's all I wanted. I just wanted a simple drop fade, and he butchered my shit, yo. I ain't go back to the motherfucker since. Not once. So I'm trying to find somebody in Sasebo to cut my hair, man. But I don't know how that shit gonna work out, yo. I'm in trouble. Oh, you say you live by CIA? That is nuts, yo. Yeah, two of my chefs, man, two of my homeboys are graduates from out there. I went to the Culinary Institute of Virginia in Norfolk, so I didn't get that kind of shit. I ain't that kind of cook. So yeah, you in upstate New York. Shouts out. Yo, I might be like my brother-in-law's in upstate, yo. So I'll look you up too if I'm up there. What up, Scorp? What up, homie? See, this is what I'm talking about. You see how Scorp came in? What up to the chat? Everybody showing love. That's why I rock with y'all, man. That's how we supposed to do it here. What up, though? Who was that? All right. Supercuts. Yo, no. I would rather go to Supercuts. I would rather go to Supercuts. You gotta understand, man. It's like here in Japan, a lot of the exposure that they get to um, for black people generally are these military cats. That's generally like their exposure to us. And a lot of these dudes, they when they come in, they got to get their hair all high and tight and do all that kind of shit. So it's kind of like now they're getting more exposed to hip hop culture, so they're kind of understanding. So like you can literally go into these spots on these military bases. Like all the people that are cutting hair are Japanese workers, and shouts out to them because they get paid well for working here on the base, and they're kind of learning about the culture, but they're not ready to cut hair yet. They're getting there. I mean, it's only like $10 for a cut too, so it ain't too crazy. But it's just the fact that, man, one, I'm 43. So I ain't got all the hair that I used to have. I used to have dreadlocks down to my shoulders, and my hair don't grow like it used to. So you gotta really like know how to cut my hair to do it right. And these cats ain't built for that yet. So I gotta be careful, man. He said, how is the food in Sasebo? So like I'm still kind of getting used to the food out here. So far the food has been really good. That's what I was telling them earlier. Like I found my ramen spot. It's a spot called Toride. They got some banging ass ramen out there. It's probably in maybe my top 5 of ramen that I've had so far. The yakitori spot that I was telling you about was really good. Sushi roll is kind of like generic. You can get that just about anywhere. It's kind of like a chain. The Thai spot that we went to the other night was good. It wasn't banging. It wasn't the best Thai that I had. It was aight, but the people there were really good, so I enjoyed that. Sasebo is known for their Sasebo burger, where they put bacon and they put a fried egg on the burger. And I still got to go out and really try to see what that's gonna be like. I don't know yet. So the ones that I had so far was like, it was aight. So I still got a lot to check out. Oh, we got Atlanta in the building. ATL, what up? Shouts out from Atlanta. So I know you know about Keith Lee. We was just talking about that a moment ago. So if you know, said you're lying to us about who you really are. You out there on some 007 shit. I wish, bro. I really wish that. Nah, it ain't no front here, man. I wish I had that kind of plug. They couldn't have me in the CIA, man. I'm too much of a renegade, bro. Bro, Cam, it is so hard to find a barber out here, man. And I did have a barber for a minute. What's my man name, yo? I feel bad that I'm forgetting his name, but he would only charge me $20, and he was a good barber. He had the sponge. He knew how to line me up. He pushed my line back one time, but all in all, like when I went to him, my son had a flat top for a minute, and he hooked my son up with the freshest flat top. And wow, my son's flat top was dope. So I had a good barber for a minute, but I moved away, so I don't have him no more. So I'm like digging around. And when I did a post on Facebook, like, yo, are there any barbers out here? Everybody was like, not really. So I got to cut my own hair right now, man. I'm in trouble. Texas said I'm bald. I shaved my hair, yo. I'm gonna get there soon, man. I don't have much longer. I probably got another 5 years, and I'm gonna be shaving all this shit off too. So I feel you on that one, bro. Let's see. Peace and love from Boston. We got Boston in the building too, man. Shots out, man. Yo, this is why it's so dope, man. I got what? Minnesota. We got VA. We got Boston. We got Atlanta. We popping it here, man. We got Texas in the building. Texas, I didn't know you were bald either, man. I thought you had some hair on your head, bro. I'm gonna be looking like I don't know who's a dark-skinned brother with a beard that's bald. That's gonna be me. That's gonna be my look soon. I'm holding on to what hair I got right now for as long as I can. My wife just bought me that, that thickening stuff, like not Hims, but it's just like, you got the shampoo that thicken your hair. I'm gonna hold on for these next 5 years. So this shit probably gonna be all gray and the top gonna be gone, but it's whatever. Z, what up? What up, though? Yo, we just chilling, man. Y'all been rocking with me for 2 hours. Peter said he smoked too many AB cigars. Yo, that's funny as fuck, yo. That shit will make you lose your hair, man. Stay away from that shit. Quincy up in here. What up, Quincy? Said I cut my locks 3 months ago after 12 years. I'm like, you can't pay no $50. I'll do it myself. Yeah, facts, man. Like, ain't no way I'm paying $50 for a cut. And that's the other thing, like, especially like if you're in New York, or if you're in like some of the major cities, everybody trying to charge like $60, $70 for all this type of shit. Like, nah, man. I'm not paying that much for a cut, yo. And I wish I could grow my locks back, man. If I could, I would grow my hair back, man. But I can't do that shit. I can't. I tried. I tried a few years ago, and they got like to the point where they just started to drop a little bit, but it just didn't look right no more, man. I had to cut that shit off. And my hair was down on my shoulders. So you had 12 years, your hair was down your back. You had that long hang time. But yeah, man, it's like if you got to cut it yourself, man, you got to do it yourself, man. I'm not spending that much, man. You can go get a set of clippers for $20, man. You know how to line yourself up, you straight. Just cut a Caesar, you'll be good. Just stay with the grain. That's the main thing you got to know. Yeah, man, I heard they charging $60 even in Jacksonville. That's crazy. See what they try to do, man. They try, like, we hyped up the culture of getting a haircut. And just kind of like, it's a part of us, man. You go into the barbershop, you talk your shit, you get your, back in the day, you used to get your DVDs and shit like that, or, and now, they come in, they selling food, and, people selling Jamaican plates and all that kind of stuff. It's an experience to get your haircut. But we turn out barbers, you got people like Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose is the problem. Jalen Rose talking about he paid his barber $100, and then you got all these cats that's talking about they take their barbers with them, and they pay them stipends and all that kind of shit. Now you think everybody want to be that kind of barber now, man. Not all of y'all are meant to be going on tour with Jay-Z or whatever cutting hair. Ain't all of y'all built for that. $20 and a tip, give me a nice fresh cut. We good. If you cutting enough heads to that day, you'll be straight, man. They charge $100 to shave a bald. Man, fuck out of here, man. No. We ain't doing that, man. Tipping has gotten crazy too, and that's what it is. And everybody trying to be on that shit where like they trying to look like ballers, man. Everybody worried about being cheap. It ain't being cheap, man. You want to be able to pay people for doing a service, especially if you're in an industry like that, when you're an entrepreneur and you got to pay for your spot and all that. Yo, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna pay for you for cutting my hair and lining my beard up and doing all that. I'm gonna pay, but come on, man. Don't try to take my pockets out. I'm tipping you if you did a good job. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta pay you and tip you as much as it costs to get my hair cut. That's a hustle, B. You ain't gotta hustle me, man. You can make money and still live comfortable and have a nice shot. That shit crazy. And a couple of my homeboys are barbers too. Like they like real nice barbers. And my boy, he dressed up in his suit, put his bow tie on, he trying to give you the experience and he doing the hot towel and all. That's dope. That's dope. But if I'm just going in to get a lineup and just get a temple fade, come on, man. If I'm just going to get a drop fade, you ain't got to do that shit to me, man. $50, $60, $70 for motherfuckers wildin', yo. Ain't no way. The brother out here in Japan, I could understand why he did that, because who else is gonna cut hair? It's supply and demand. I get why he was doing it. It's still fucked up, but I get why he was doing it, because he's the only person that was a trained barber that could do all the different type of haircuts that everybody wanted. And I knew he, of course he's gonna have a line that's out the door because everybody wanna be fresh. And especially with these young cats, they out here trying to get these young Japanese girls, they trying to go out here and holler. I know you're trying to look fresh. I get it. I understand it. Or you've been on that boat for like 9 to 6 months. When you come off that boat, you're trying to get fresh. I get it. I understand that. But $50? Come on, fam. We ain't got to do that. Yeah, they trying to give you a massage and facials. And what got real crazy is that you go into like, the barbershops now and they got girls on poles and shit, giving lap dances and doing all this other kind of weird shit. Bro, just cut my hair. If I want to go to Magic City, I can go to Magic City, B. And especially out here in Japan, man. I can go out here in the Sasa Vegas, or I can go to Fukuoka. I can get all the, the tip drill I want to get. And it's going to be crazier than anything that's happening in the United States right now, man. Just cut my hair. That's all I want you to do. Just cut my hair, B. I don't need all that crazy shit. I don't need you to use like every single, clipper that you got. And just, dog, you just need the line up and you need the, the joint with the fan on it. Just cut my hair, B. We ain't got to do all that kind of shit. A decent set of clippers go a long way for sure, man. I went out here and I got myself a decent set of clippers. And I got, everybody out here be buying the Manscaped shit and all that kind of shit to take care of your body and all that. You get that, you drop $75 and you got enough to take care of yourself for like a year and a half. Like, what the fuck I need to pay you $50 every 2 weeks for? I know cats that get their shit cut every week. You know what I'm saying? I got a U-boat, man. That's what I'm smoking on right now. What you got? That pause game is crazy, man. Shouts out to Harlem, man. That pause is crazy. I might put this out though. I got shouts out to Cigar Collective Peter too, because he sent me one of these samples from Dunbarton. You see that 6x48? I don't know what it is. Yeah, man. I spoke on that whole Lee Mack situation, man. I spoke on that. Part of the reason, like, with this live, man, because I wanted to be, just like one of my normal lives. Shouts out to everybody that hit that like button, too, man. We got 32 people in here. I've been going for 2 hours, and I got 50 likes, man. So y'all show so much love, man. I appreciate it. And that means a lot to me, man. I actually lost subscribers over that whole Lee Mack shit. A lot of people was really mad at me. And I get it. That's their guy. I get it. But like I was saying to them before, when I did that video, I just wanted people to really see who he was as a person. He ain't a good dude, man. And I'm not saying that to be malicious. I'm not saying that to be holier than thou either. I'm saying that just because there should be a code amongst men. And not to be on some masculine, hyper-masculinity shit, but just there's a code of respect that you just have in how you treat people in general. And I was trying to make the point, like, if you really got an issue with me as a person, or if you got an issue with anybody to yourself, call them out by name. Speak to them. Go to them man to man, and it's a way that you can actually have a conversation with people to kind of work some stuff out. And he wasn't willing to do that. He wasn't willing to just say, let me go to this man inbox and see what the deal is. Let me holler at him. If you stole something from me, I'm gonna go to you and like, yo, you stole from me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was talking about when I did the original beef show. But when I found out, when everybody sent all that information out to me, that he was, talking shit behind my back, I went to his inbox. And you can ask Michael from Master Your Action here. I said, yo, I'm gonna give him some time, and I'm gonna go to bed. And if he doesn't respond to me by the time I wake up, and I saw that he was online, so I know that he saw it, because Instagram shows like he's been active for this many hours. He's been active for this much time. He had plenty of time where he could have come to me when he made that video. I don't even know when he made that video. I didn't even look at it. And he didn't even take the time to say he was gonna holler at me, B. That's like the best feeling in the world when you light a cigar, dude. So good. So the fact that he took it that way, and that he couldn't be, talk to me man to man, that he couldn't say anything by name, he really just showed his true colors. And to be able to, like, saying how much he helps other people out and how much he goes to other people. Cowboy came to me and was just like, hey man, I like your show. I like what you're doing. Keep going. Keep doing your thing, brother. He didn't have to do that. Ron Real came to me and was like, yo, that background that you got is dope. I like your show. I think you're gonna blow up over time, man. If you ever need anything, holler at me. Right? I can just go down the list of all these people that have come to me over time to say, hey, I like what you're doing. I like what you do with this part of your show. I like, you got a good palate, and, whatever. He never once said anything like that to me the entire time. This is amazing. Whatever this is, I don't know what it is, but it tastes great. Give me a sec, sorry. Wow. I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna get into it. Anyway, but the whole thing behind that is just like, that shows that you were a hypocrite. Because Cigar Head Fred came to me and gave me some kind words during the time when I was getting started. The reason why I'm with the New Wave cats, because all of those dudes talk to me behind the scenes. Out of all of these people that I'm naming to you right now, he never once took the time to say anything to me. He just sat in the background and he was hating on me. And for him to come out and call me a hater, when I've never hated on anybody in the industry, like I don't even like that concept of being a hater. And the definition of being a hater is when you see somebody doing something that you're jealous of, and then you start throwing salt on other people. I don't have a jealous bone in my body. And I've never just been like, oh man, this person, he getting this many likes, I gotta go out here, I gotta drop a dime on him. I don't like that shit. I don't like that. Y'all never seen that from my personality. So I just wanted everybody to know that that's the type of person that he is. So all these people that didn't go back and do any kind of research, that got mad at me for going out there and flaming him the way that I did, I had to do it. And Michael can tell you, Matt can tell you, I went back and forth. Kendall could tell you, like, I didn't want to do it at first, but I was just like, fuck out of here, man. Why is this dude, trying to like call me out like that and not willing to say my name? I'm gonna say his name publicly, and I'm gonna clown his little short bobblehead ass. Fuck him. Z said, what are your thoughts on the cigar game booming like the 90s? Decline of quality coming, followed by the astronomical price hikes and eventual bust. It's kind of like a bubble. Cigars are not a commodity that meet the demand. I would say this. After the pandemic, when people had time to kind of get into their hobbies and sit back and smoke cigars and whatnot, we kind of came into another boom. The quality control issues that they were having with Cuban cigars and all that kind of stuff kind of led to everybody, pushing the Nicaraguan cigars. And then Fuente just kind of stepped their game up with the Dominican cigars. And now you have Costa Rica, you got people, doing a lot with the Honduran cigars. So the quality has actually kind of stepped up quite a bit. You got Principal using, a lot of different African leaves. You got Sumatra going crazy right now. So the quality is there. Colombia, like we can go down the list of all these different places that are really making really good cigars. But the same thing happened when we were talking about with haircuts and whatnot. When the culture came and people started, kind of making this kind of elitist, personality and style, you got everybody getting dressed up to smoke their cigars and going out to the lounges and then doing all these different, events with cigars and all this kind of stuff. And then the internet boom hit. The capacity is growing for cigars. So you got to get the collectors and you got the people that's trying to like be elitists and spend a lot of money. You can't really knock the businesses for trying to tap into that and trying to get the whole thing with people to spend more money. But on a whole, with the cigar reviewers and with the craftsmen and the boutique people, it's a lot of people making really good cigars. So I think we're gonna kind of, balance out because of that. There's balance in the force to me. I'm sorry, I'm kind of shivering a little bit while I'm talking to y'all, so excuse me if I sound weird. But it's really getting kind of cold. But I don't think there's gonna be a bubble to burst right now. I think you got enough people from the Sanj Patels. My battery's going dead too, man. This thing is not charging. I'm gonna try it again. This thing is broken. So I might have to stop this soon, y'all. But I do want to get this point out. I don't think it's gonna be like anything that's gonna dissipate for a while, because you got enough people who are reviewers, you got enough people who are craftsmen when it comes to making really good and quality cigars, that it's gonna stay. And all the people that really love cigars are gonna stay around for a while. So I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. Is there any cigar you came across that you couldn't finish? Oh yeah, it's been quite a few, but the one that's on the top of my head is the Last Czar by Caldwell. I put that thing out. If I ever put out a cigar halfway, it's either gonna be like it was with this U-boat, where it's the construction issue. That cigar was actually really good, but there's gonna be those ones that are just so bad. The Elegancia, I put that cigar out. That shit was trash. That shit was a horrible cigar, and I do not like that brand. So there've been a few. Let's see. If you know, said he finished the God's Whisper. It tapered off in the end with the taste. That happens sometimes in the last third, man. But it was Hershey, Almond Bar. Sounds like a great cigar, man. That sounds like that cigar has some great transitions to it. There will always be Dogwater cigars, and there will always be, sorry about that, a new one came in. There will always be the manufacturers that refuse to slang shit. Right. And that, so that's gonna keep it afloat. So it's always gonna be people with a discerning palate too to kind of keep that going. They're gonna find the good cigars and they're gonna smoke the good cigars. Cigars ain't new. The market has seen it all. And that's what any kind of market, man. It's always gonna be ebbs and flows. There's always gonna be peaks and valleys. So that kind of comes with the territory, man. No, just these cigars ain't going nowhere, man. It's always gonna be somebody that loves cigars because they love cigars and they love to smoke cigars. You got a lot of people coming into the business. Shouts out to Jamon and Definition Cigars is making quality cigars. It's always gonna be somebody new. You always got, that used to be the new breed that was like Nick Melillo when he came in, Eric Espinosa. There's always gonna be people that's gonna do good things. You got Sanj killing it right now. So don't worry about it, man. It's always gonna be good cigars. Yes, Saka has already looked out for me when I had a cigar that had an issue. This one had a crack in it. I don't know if that's how it came to me, or I don't know if I did it, but there was nothing wrong with that cigar at all. Have I tried the Don Carlos the Man? And if so, your thoughts on it? That's one of the cigars that I want to get my hands on that I've never tried. I never got the Man. It just never, like, I've never seen it when I was out shopping, and it's never been one that somebody has sent out to me. Hopefully I will go to our Toro Fuente Junior site, and when I order some from Fuente, I'll try to get that one. Usually that one they will put that in like if it's not sold out, it'll be in like a sampler pack. So I'm gonna try to get my hands on that one. That's one that I want to smoke. I've heard it's fantastic, but that's the best that I can say on that one. Is the RS-88 worth picking up? Hell yeah, it's worth picking up. You're only gonna spend like $7 on that cigar, and they are really flavorful cigars. They taste really good. The Cameroon is good. The Connecticut is good. I'll say it's worth it. I've had some issues with draw only a couple times, but when they smoke right, they smoke fantastic. They look like this when they're smoking right, and yeah, I got love for what Sanj is doing. Mad props to Sanj, yo. Yeah, I'll say that's definitely worth it. Yeah, they smoke. They definitely smoke above their price point for sure. So, if you want to go out and get a bundle cigar that doesn't have a label on it or anything like that, go out and get the RS-88. Get the industry killer. Don't get it. Have a great day. Don't get that bullshit ass cigar. Fuck that dude. I don't know how much time I got left to rock with y'all, man, because this thing will not charge my shit. I got to figure out what's wrong with it when I get back to the crib. I hope I didn't break it. But, so whatever y'all throw up, man, I'm going to try to answer y'all questions until this falls out. God damn, this cigar is good. Hey, man, thanks for chatting with me, Black. I appreciate you, man. I hope you come to more of the lives, man. This is what we do, man. We just out here to have a good time and vibe. He said if he comes across another, he'll get it. I wish I had some left in my humidor. Such a great smoke. It is really good. It did taste like Olive Garden breadsticks, man. Fuck that cigar, yo. That shit was trash. Hey, man, you are the community, bruh. Y'all are the community. Yeah, like I can't do the shit without y'all. I can't sit on here for 3 hours and have a conversation without y'all coming in, without y'all hitting that like button, without y'all like, smoking good cigars with me. This is what it's all about, man. Y'all are the community. It ain't me. You know the funny thing about that, that whole thing with that Olive Garden ass cigar? I think he did a review for his cigar himself, and he wasn't even really feeling it. So like, you couldn't even find anybody. Like he said, he sold out. He probably did sell out for this cigar. I mean, he really had a good reputation. He'd been around for a long time. A lot of people didn't really get to see through his bullshit, but you can't find nobody reviewing or talk about that cigar. That's it's not popping up. It's not any cigar. It's not like a Fuente. It's not people are bringing it up. It's not like Black Saw Line where people are talking about that. They talk about his cigars. That shit was trash. And it's just like, yo, I just, so he went back after he blocked me just bragging about like, yo, my cigar sold out and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it sold out, but everybody still got them. They not smoking them. They probably like lighting up their barbecue with them shits. Just using it for kindling. Hey, man. That's the shit you gotta deal with, man. Just gotta live with it. It is what it is. But after this live, man, I probably ain't even gonna speak on it no more. I'm gonna let it go. I know he's gonna do his own show and he's gonna have his stuff to say, and people gonna be sending me stuff to my inbox and what's going on. I'm just gonna crack up and I'm gonna laugh. Other people, will get to see him for what he is, and it'll be what it is. When I come up here and do these lives, man, I'm gonna do it just like we did today. We're gonna talk food, we're gonna talk sports, we're gonna talk good cigars, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna joke. We're gonna have a good time, man. One more. Who did my logo? What up, Quince? I did. Everything that you've seen for the Vintage Cigar was in 2020. I sat back upstairs in my house and I did all the shit myself, man. All the show ideas. That's why I got so mad about that whole thing when he was saying like I was stealing his IP. I worked too hard on this channel for somebody to tell me that I'm stealing from other people. The black and white Vintage Cigar logo, I got that idea from the SEALs, the Navy SEALs that that they put, not the actual Navy SEALs, but the SEAL, the Navy SEAL itself. And I've seen some other like, you know, basic logos that were like that, and I was like, I want to use something that's that simple and that straightforward for the main logo, something that would look good on the shirt, something that would look good on the hat, something that would look good when I post it. And I came up with that, and I found the V and I found the C, and I did all of that shit on my phone. I put all that shit together. And the logo that I used when I got the bandana, that's a picture that I took in Fresno when I was just sitting. And I was like, I always, if I had my own cigar, I always wanted to have my own band. So I was like, yo, let me see if I can come up with a band and just put the Vintage Cigar up there. And, you know, the bandana was gonna kind of be my whole thing. Like nobody else was rocking a bandana like that. So it was gonna be my identity. So I put all that together, man. I got my cousin to kind of, you know, clean it up a little bit, but everything, the only thing he really did was he put the Vintage Cigar in there and he kind of adjusted the colors just a little bit. But everything else, I put my own face into that logo. I did all of that shit myself, bro. That's my baby, man. The Vintage Cigar is my baby. So all of that stuff, I put all that hours and time and effort, I did all that. And I did not know how to do that. Like I didn't know how to do anything. I just took all that time and chipped away at it until I got it right, until I fell in love with it. Thank you for the love, man. Appreciate that. Who was that? Is that Jason? Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, man. I don't chat hardly, but I wanted to let you know. Hey, so are you saying that you've been lurking, that you've been around here and you just don't say much too often? I always wonder like who is lurking and who's not, because like I pretty much know everybody by name. I don't know everybody by face yet. So thanks, Jason. Thanks for taking the time to comment, man. Thanks for taking the time to chill with me, man. And hopefully you're smoking really good. That means a lot to me, bro. And I'm saying that with all sincerity. That means a lot. I just ash in my Crocs. It's all right, though. So I don't know how much longer I can go up here, man. I'm trying to hold on. I got like 4%. But I really can't charge the shit, man. I think I actually broke this damn thing, man. God damn it. It is what it is. Y'all got anything else to say? You got any questions, anything y'all want to talk about? Any comments on cigars, anything before I get up out of here? I want to have at least a little bit of battery with life when I get back. And I might have to sit out here for a minute and finish the rest of the cigar. Shouts out to Steve Saka, man. I really love that dude's cigars, man. Shouts out to everybody. It's been a lot of people sending me messages on Instagram, man. I'm gonna get to y'all when I get back to the crib. I'm gonna plug in the phone. I'm gonna chop it up with all of y'all. NYC, man, you show so much love, brother. I appreciate you, man. I love hanging out with y'all. My man. Well, thank you for hanging out with me, Jason. Yeah, man. I can't wait to try that Krakatoa, man. I actually think Peter might send that joint out to me. I don't know, right? So I'm not asking him to, but I think he was saying he was gonna send it out. Hey, man, these streams are so fun, man, and it can't be fun without y'all. Like real, for real. Like yo, I almost got 60 likes up here because of y'all, man, and that's just y'all showing love, man, coming out and kicking it with me, man. This is fun to me. I really enjoy it. Peace out to you, Louis. Thank you for spending the time, man. You made this fun today, bro. I'm just looking forward to the potential podcast. Yeah, I'm not making any promises, but that is on the top of my list, man. It really is on the top of my list. I got a homeboy that does If You Speak Geek. He has a comic book podcast, man. And he's really talented. He's been my boy ever since we were in like elementary school. And I'm gonna go to him to kind of figure out how he gets onto a lot of the different platforms and put his podcast out there. So it's a good chance that podcast is just gonna roll. I'm probably just gonna keep it simple, just the Vintage Cigar podcast. But I got a notes that I put on it. I'm still kind of organizing the show, and we're gonna see how that goes. So Cali Cigar said, smoked the Stillwell Star #1. But have I smoked the #1? I think the only one that I've smoked was the Holiday. I think that's the only one that I've had so far, if I remember correct. Shout out to Louis, just sent me a message too. But I didn't know if I was gonna like the Stillwell Star, man. I didn't know if that was gonna really, gonna be my thing with the pipe tobacco. But what I had so far was amazing, and I really kind of dig it, man. Like, sake can do no wrong, so I ain't really mad at it. I love when you're on the new wave too, watching your face when the other guys are talking. Yo, man, I love them, brother, man. You don't hide your feelings and topics at all. No, it ain't no faking the funk here, man, at all. And they know me, and they know like if I'm with it, I'm with it. If I'm not, I'm not. And I don't sugarcoat stuff, but I'm never gonna be like to the point where I'm trashing on people. But when we're talking off camera, we're doing the same thing, and they're just really dudes that like I can just hang out and talk with them, man. And that's what makes the new wave and that whole stream so fun, man. Because that's really us, and that's how we get down, man. It's just good people just hanging together and enjoying a good smoke, man. So you had 3 sake cons and 2 awful burns. I've never really had a bad burn with that one. Did you dry box that cigar before you lit it up? Because I really feel like with Aganorsa and I feel like with Dunbarton, like if you got too much humidity on those cigars, it can affect it. And Sanj will tell you that humidity doesn't affect cigars and it don't affect his. It affects his cigars too. Just having your cigars at the right temp helps out a lot. I don't know if you use a humidimeter or what. Stick God, what up, homeboy? I don't have much longer, man, but I'm glad you came in, man. What up? But make sure you got it at the best temp. I would recommend to have it around 65, especially for a Dunbarton. But, sometimes, man, it is what it is. And if you think that's an issue, holla at Steve, man. He'll tell you what's up with his cigars. He'll treat you good. Yeah, see, M said the same thing, to reach out to him. Like I've never had a problem with his quality control, and when I did, it was with the Todos Los Diaz, man, and he sent me a box. I'm like, hey, sorry about the issues, but I never go to him to try to get a box out of him. Cause I respect him as an owner, but I really did have a problem with that cigar, and I didn't put out the review for that reason. But I'll say all in all, man, just make sure your temperature is where it needs to be. Let's see, thanks. I did talk to Steve. They did stand by their product, man. Yeah, so he's dope, man. He's a solid dude, man. He really is. He talks a lot of shit, but he really is a solid dude. Alejandro, man, thanks for joining in, man. Go get that grub. I'm about to eat with the family too. Hopefully it ain't too late, man. I can go out here and we can get Sunday brunch. So that's gonna be love. What time is it, man? I don't even know what time it is. All right, man, this is gonna die. It's 1 o'clock. I got about an hour. Y'all stay up. Thank y'all for joining in on the show. Thank y'all for asking questions, smoking good, hanging out with your boy. Thanks to everybody that came in. Thanks to everybody hitting that like button. Y'all are the best. I can't say, man, how much I appreciate y'all for making these lives and the videos and the time that I was doing reviews worth it, man. Y'all were like really everything, man. Really. Yeah, get that shark, man. Get that shark and enjoy it. Everybody that came in, Scorp, my man, thank you for rocking with me from jump. I appreciate you. Y'all stay up. I'm gonna save this 1%, and I'll catch y'all on the next live. I don't know when it's gonna be, but stay tuned. Peace.